we'll definitely have a lot of opportunity to see some great Jin gameplay here today.
So are we immediately
We're
jumping
jumping
into
right
the game?
on it. Okay, yeah, no draft. I mean, to be fair, we already know one of the civilizations here today. It is going to be Anotand starting us off here with the Jin Dynasty. His opponent, none other than Beasty, playing as the English on Dry Arabia. Got a lot of nans here. Okay, getting rid of that. Cleaning up the UI a little bit, and we're going to be jumping right on in. Looks like we're catching up to the live game here at the moment. Great posture opening from Anotand. Beasty opening us up here with the Abbey of Kings. 2 TC gameplay from the English, as is to be expected. You know, players that were teasing each other a little bit earlier when it comes to the civilizations that they were going to play. English was definitely one of them.
Yeah, I mean, definitely we heard from multiple players. I mean, it's fun, right? Because we are going to see the potential power that the Jin Dynasty has, seeing as in this tournament they have been underexplored by quite a bit. We have them seen played quite a few times, I think 2 or 3 times during this tournament, but they have lost all games, unfortunately. So finally we might be able to see some Jin gameplay from this new DLC, and I hope we will get some wins today. Yeah. That would be so much fun.
Oh, look at that Beasty. He's still stuck with the old build order. 50 stone overgathered. Aye.
Yeah, I mean, that was one of the changes, right? The town centers went from 400 wood to 350 stone to 400 wood and 300 stone. So if players are using their old build orders for this, they will overgather a bit.
These kind of things can matter. I mean, Jin, they'll take any little bit of additional benefit that they can get. We do have the king from Beasty out on the map trying to do some harassment over on Anton's side, but he's got the Iron Pagoda, one of the knights in Feudal Age in the game.
Yeah, I mean, they don't feel very strong right now. They might be one of the weaker knights in the Feudal Age or in every age. But we are seeing Anotand gearing up towards getting a fast castle. Meanwhile, barely not losing the knight here under the TC from Beasty. Meanwhile, we see Beasty currently... I mean, I'm not sure what Beasty is doing. Maybe he wants to invest in a few units, or he's also just trying to go fast castle behind this. Meanwhile, Beasty trying to raid some of Anotand's villagers. Those mounted villagers, they are a bit more tanky than the regular villagers, so they won't go down as fast to the king, but they still have to look out because they are very, very expensive.
They are expensive and very valuable as well. They take a long time to train, so you definitely do not want to lose them. Beasty hiding back a little bit, once again going for the charge, just making sure these villagers one by one will have to get pulled back individually here. Is going to be causing some idle time, but Anotand right about the time now where he will want to start going for that age up. King also now on low HP is going to want to pull back for the time being. The question is now, where is Anotand going to be placing that age up, and which age up is he going to be going for? Is it going to be the Dragon Pavilion with the free Mangonmook? No, it's not going to be the Dragon Pavilion. The free Mangonmook placement that gives on the TCs is very, very nice, but instead we are going to be seeing the Mountain Hall here. Also an interesting landmark. It gives you the Karma system, where when you fill up the Karma from the Karma bar from just gathering resources in its influence, you start getting some absolutely insane benefits for quite a long time. But when you lose a unit, you do also lose Karma.
Yeah, I mean, not just that, right? You get your cheaper monks as well, so you can really go for that for those relics really quickly out on the map. Meanwhile, we do see Beasty adding in some spearmen here to maybe deny some of these knights from Anotand, which means he is going to be a bit slower to getting to that castle age here, if that's what he's planning to do. Because I think that is very typical of English 2TC, right? You don't want to wait too long to get to that castle age. Because it can get not that great for you if Anotand managed to get all the relics here, because that's worth quite a lot of villages as well.
I think it kind of depends. English is like one of the few civilizations that can be fine if the opponent gets all of the relics, because in the late game, after all, they do still have means when it comes to generating infinite gold. Definitely not what you want to have happen, though, if you can play around it. And we do see, of course, I mean, that's why a longer feudal age with the English is fine as well. You can just pump out massive amounts of infantry with the longbowmen, with the spearmen. Your longbows do more damage than the typical archer as well. There are some angles where you can definitely stay in the feudal age for a little bit longer. Maybe try and deny the relics from the feudal age on. More and more of these farms also getting put up now by Beasty. So his food income is going to be looking good as the game goes on.
Yeah, definitely. And we see, meanwhile, Anotand adding in some of those horse archers, already getting his first monk out on the field to try and get some of these relics, immediately pumping out a second one here. So he probably wants to play this quite aggressively. Beasty's base is very well defended here, though. His second town center is on the gold and the wood line. His farms are right squished in between those TCs, so it's going to be very difficult to raid here.
We do have a Mohi tribesman here out and about now from Anotand, so he's going to have a counter unit to the spearman. He's going to need a couple more, though, and indeed 2 more do pop out now. Kiting is also going to be coming in. Needs to be very careful, though. Without the bonus upgrade to reduce the bonus damage taken, these guys die in like 1 to 2 hits from these spears.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, we're already seeing that Beasty has a large villager lead, but it is not exactly 26 villager lead, right? Because Anotand does have a lot of those mounted villagers as well,
Exactly,
which
yeah.
are just a bit, which are quite a bit better than the regular villagers. So it is not actually more than double the eco that Beasty has right now.
Yeah, it's probably more on the lines of like 10 to 15 villagers at the moment. Monk does get spotted out right as he's trying to grab the relic. King is not able to be converted, so he can safely stay inside of the Wallow without fearing the consequences of getting converted. Monk does end up going down here.
I mean, Anotand is cleaning up these spears very nicely, but the moment they just hit one of these... I forgot the name again. The horse archers.
Oh yeah, the Mohi tribesmen.
But the Mohi tribesmen, yeah. The moment they just hit that Mohi tribesman, they go down so heavily in health. Like 2 hits and they're already 1 HP. Meanwhile, we do see behind this Beasty also going for the fast castle, almost having all the required resources, just needing a little bit more wood. But yeah, all the spearmen did get taken down. He still has 2, but it's going to be very difficult with just 2 spearmen to deny these relics, right?
Yeah,
And
so relics should most definitely go over to Anotand. The question is, what is he going to be doing from this point out? And we do indeed see that White Tower coming in nice and defensively here, securing the gold, securing all the farm clusters, as well as a wood line. That's about as good as you can get it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this is like the classic English build order, right? It's more classic than this you maybe cannot get. Meanwhile, Anotand's going out with the Mohi tribesman, trying to make sure there's no spearman on the relics or king that can take out this monk. Beasty trying to add in some extra spearmen here. Anotand also getting his blacksmith upgrades. Making sure Beasty isn't moving out on that there. And I mean, yeah, it's looking interesting, this match so far. I mean...
It's tough with the massive villager difference at this point in time, right? On Anotand, he has started adding in his own second TC, so from this point on, at the very least, there isn't going to be any more scaling advantage for Beasty. But at the moment, there is definitely an advantage for him. We do see Anotand now moving out to the boar. Now, the Jin Dynasty, they do actually get an additional tier of survival techniques as a unique upgrade. So their gather rate from these huntable resources on the map is actually really, really good. Just needs to make sure that he actually does get that mill up, and will be doing so. So his food income on that should be able to shoot up in just a little bit here. Now Beasty also starting to add in some horsemen on this side. And this is the thing, this is the great strength of the English, is that with all of these farm clusters that he has, 3 farm clusters, that's already like the majority of his farm transition done now at this point. He can just start pumping out spearmen, pumping out these horsemen, these food-heavy units. And he's got a pretty much full army composition with that. Meanwhile, Anotand, at some point, he's going to have to make the switch into spears.
Yeah, and Anotand adding in his first farms also. Meanwhile, Anotand doesn't really have a front line yet. I mean, he has 2 of these knights out, right? But that's not really going to help against a lot of horsemen from Beasty. So he definitely has to look out when moving out on the map here. Meanwhile, he is getting his +2 attack, so they are going to just hit a little bit harder for Anotand here, and also getting in his eco attacks.
Yeah. Most importantly here, though, Anotand, he did just see the reveal of these horsemen on his monk, so he knows now that Beasty is indeed adding in a lot of horsemen, and with that information, he can now realize, okay, I need a barracks, I need to add in some... Oh, do we see a unit going... Oh my god, mounted villager going down. That is a heavy, heavy loss there for Anotand. Tries to hold the sacred side here. He does have some additional Mohi tribesmen, so a good amount of archers here overall. Still, it is going to be very tough to kite up against the horsemen, and this is the moment in time now where Anotand will want to add some spearmen of his own as well. The question is just, when is he going to add them in, or if he's got something else planned entirely. Food income, now that he's on the boar, is looking a lot better for Anotand again, so he's able to keep up in the army production with Beasty right now.
Yeah, and it's probably going to be here a 4-1 relic spread for Anotand. Beasty is adding in his own monastery, so he is going to send a monk out on that run relic he has been defending thus far. Meanwhile, Anotand is adding in some spearmen now as well. So that is going to be very nice as a front line against these horsemen and spearmen.
Pagoda on the defense. With some active healing here as well. Horsemen are going to run past that one now.
I am not sure. We cannot see on the overlay how far the karma from Anotand is so far, but I think it's quite slow, right? The karma system.
It does take a while, but we should probably be able to check up on if it's been active yet, or at the very least we can check up on the effects of it. Off the top of my head, I know that buildings repair at 50 health per second while the karma bonus is active. You also generate like 300% more gold from relics. So with the amount of relics Anotand has, every time he does get the karma, and oh, beautiful, keeps the villager alive. Every time he does have the karma system active, he's going to be generating a massive amount of gold there.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Anotand should also be at like the maximum amount of mounted villagers
yeah,
right now.
Close to.
Close to it. Yeah, he's at 19 out of 20. So from now on, he's just going to be making regular villagers, which are a bit cheaper. Not as good, but they are a bit cheaper. So the villager count for Anotand, I mean, it still doesn't look great, right?
Look at the TC idle time that he's had.
1
80
minute.
seconds of TC idle time. That is quite rough.
Yeah, that's not too great. I think it's the reason why is that, I mean, we saw his food was running very low before he went on that boar ride. So it must have been from that idle time. Meanwhile, we do see that he has quite a bit of food and gold in the bank. So he either is going to make some more production soon, or maybe he's gearing towards Imp, which would be quite quickly. But the Jin does have very powerful men-at-arms the moment they reach Imp, which are immediately upgraded.
This one, Iron Pagoda, just managed to kill 5 villagers, so all of the idle time from Anotand's TC has pretty much been evened out there. And looking at the army here, we're now with the Spearmen as well, this is going to be a lot tougher for Beasty to take this engagement now that the Spearmen are there as a front line for Anotand. And he's going to be able to clean up all of the Spearmen here now from Beasty. This is going to be a great little turnaround here from Anotand. It looked like the economy from Beasty was looking almost unbearable for him, but at this point now, he's going to be in a much better position. Even a little bribery going on there isn't going to be bribing any units, as they do manage to make their way out in time, but the Spearmen are going to be there now to defend. We do have a oh my god, and Beasty so smart, just taking a single horseman here to try and take down that. Anyways,
No! Oh!
Horsemen, in the meantime, do try and track down an additional mounted villager.
Down.
Yeah, Anotand's going to have to remake a couple of these now, but... Wait, is that some villagers there as well? Yeah, that's not just spearmen, that's villagers as well, going for a chase. Wait, what are they doing? Okay, they're going to the deer. They're on a mission here.
I mean, Beasty immediately scouts it, right? So he knows where those villagers are going and where he can raid. And as he said in his winner interview, or his player interview, is that he likes raiding. He thinks his strength is in raiding. So this is quite dangerous to do against Beasty, just giving him this information.
Meanwhile, gets the archery ranges though before they get built. So Anotand getting a nice little delay there on the army composition switch, as well as the information, of course, as well. But needs to be careful. Doesn't want to lose these Mohi tribesmen. That's a big army that he's built up over time.
Crackety, did you perhaps teach Anotand this build order?
I do not take credit for this, no.
Because, I mean, the amount of gold he's floating, it almost looks like we're watching your stream here.
Oh, come on, you can't like, put that on me. We've got other players here in the scene. I call it the gold slim for these kind of kind of gold floats.
It's very common to float gold. I feel like if there's a resource that gets floated, it's gold usually.
I think gold is like the most forgivable one, especially when you're in Castle Age, because you will end up using it eventually. And it's just the easiest resources to stack up on. And also, you're able to exchange it for any other resource, should need be. If you need it for like food, you can just buy food, you can buy wood. With other resources, you have to first exchange it into gold and then trade it out for something else. So gold is definitely like the one that you can typically afford to have a little bit more of. But yeah, Anotand, he just lost a whole bunch of these Mohi tribesmen. And
it is rough, but he is going to imp with the Great Wall Bastion, which means he is going to be able to make those men-at-arms as a front line for his Mohi tribesmen. Which I mean, they don't need to be upgraded, right? So you can just upgrade your Moe tribesmen, start making those man-at-arms, and he will have immediately a very, very powerful army, which Beasty might be difficult to contend with, seeing as, I mean, the military count, even though he is going Imperial right now, is still very, very even. Most of Anotand's military is spearmen, though, and Beasty behind is adding in longbowmen to kill these spears, so it is going to be difficult, and the mountain villager barely survives there.
Yeah. But these type of raids, as you mentioned, Beasty's great strength lies in raiding here, and he's going to be able to try and pick off just a couple more villagers. Looks like another of these mounted villagers is indeed going to get picked up. At the same time, though, looks like some units here are going to get trapped and are indeed going to be getting bribed, but bribe means they're turning neutral. They don't turn in your favor, so you still have to fight them. So that's minus 100 gold there.
That's a very, very aggressive Great Wall Bastion here from Anotand. I mean,
in the 8k just when Beasty arrives, though. Oh, this is dangerous.
Is it going to go up?
It's so close to going up. I believe it should be going up. But that's still quite the, I want to say, clincher in that moment. But yeah,
it does
go going up. And with that, Beasty might lose a couple of these archers here, a couple of these longbows alongside the rest of the units here.
You definitely don't want to fight under this for too long. I mean, it's a very, very powerful creep right here. Losing all the horsemen almost, and also losing a few of these longbowmen is very, very painful, right? Because you don't want to lose any army here once the opponent has an age up on you.
And now, bad crossbows, we talked about them. They aren't that good. They don't do damage normally. But with this landmark, they're actually good, at least in placements. They actually deal damage. We just saw them kill multiple of the longbows from great range. Yeah,
and he is adding in some of those horsemen together with that those Mohe tribesmen for that very powerful Imperial comp that the Jin Dynasty has. Also getting that +3 ranged armor, so that does mean the longbowmen will not do as much. Beasty, in response with his high food income, he's also going to be very fast to copy this Imperial play from Anotand here, almost having all the resources already.
There we go, longbows now inside of the base from Anotand. We do have the Sanma tribe swordsman though. Still taking a good amount of damage, don't have that +3 in quite yet. That's going to be coming in right about now, so we'll see them start taking significantly less damage, be a lot more tanky here.
Can we just take a moment to appreciate here how insanely cool these spearmen are, which with their gunpowder, which they can shoot once.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in my opinion one of the most fun mechanics added with these Civ. It just looks so cool.
So we've got some horsemen versus horsemen action going on here as well, as they've been bribed against each other.
Second time the horsemen at that exact woodline are getting bribed, so
yeah.
But they are getting 1 or 2 villager picks, so it's not that bad for Beasty.
Some archer raids here from the Mohe tribesmen. Ooh, slightly in range of the White Tower though, are gonna lose a lot of their numbers here. But they're relatively cheap, I want to say. You can remass them. They're kind of expensive on the food department though, so compared to normal archers, yeah, they cost like a lot more food. It's like 60 food, 35 wood. They're paying a premium there in that regard. But Berkshire Palace getting rushed up by 24 villagers on the second large gold vein. Anotand is going to see this, but the Mohe tribesmen are not going to be there in time. And once that keep goes up, it's going to be difficult to really get a lot of value here. And this keep actually still has the 20 out of 20 garrison slots available to it.
See, the thing is, I'm not sure if I like Berkshire here. Usually you only want to really place Berkshire once you're in desperate need for it, right? And I don't feel like Beasty here was in desperate need for Berkshire. If you would go Wingard Palace, you would be able to either get these knights and horsemen out for very cheap or make some of those very strong, unique units that the English can make. And you are just missing those now in your army composition. So I'm not sure I 100% agree with the choice that Beasty here made, but at least he secures for now a big gold vein, right?
Yeah, I think that's the most important thing here for him at the moment, just securing that large gold vein. Indeed, we do see 45 villagers from Beasty on that large gold vein. He is going to start mixing in some hand cannoneers as well. And with that, he's got a pretty solid army composition on his hand, one that Anotand is going to have trouble dealing with. In theory, like the best range unit now at this point in time for the Jin Dynasty would have to be crossbows with incendiary arrows. The Mohe tribesmen, they fall off. They fall off quite hard.
Yeah, I mean, in the short term, this is very good for Beasty, right? The question is if Anotand can drag out this game long enough to get to that late game composition. The English won't pack the power that they usually do in late game with those Wingguard Rangers or Wingguard Footmen, which are both very powerful units, right? Beasty meanwhile trying to get some of those raids in Anotand space. Not finding that many villager kills. I mean, there are quite a few villagers here, especially those mounted villagers, right? You really want to focus them.
And backline from Beasty, now also approaching the base from Anotand. Spearman chasing after those horsemen in the back of Anotand's base, and yeah, he is getting disrupted quite heavily here on his economy. Quite awkward for him at the moment to really find a balancing point here at which he can transition into some of his own range units. We see some more Mohi tribesmen in queue, but as alluded to earlier, they're just not that great in the late game compared to something like a Rus Cavalry Archer, for example.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at the incomes here, Beasty's food income is so high. Anotand's food income is getting there right now.
That's another great bonus from the Karma system, getting 75% faster gather rate from villagers on farms. But as you mentioned, he's just focusing down all the mounted villagers that he can find, and that's always just a great target to have whenever he sees one of those mounted villagers. Being able to target that one down, it's a big loss for Anotand.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the villager raids, they have been pretty equal thus far. Beasty having 5 extra villager kills, so that's definitely something, right? Seeing as he also was on 2TC a lot earlier than Anotand here. Meanwhile, Anotand, he is getting that incendiary arrows upgrade. So we will see getting that Mohi tribesman. He's still investing into those, getting them flame arrows here, just doing that little bit of extra damage. It's almost like a 5th age in terms of power, right? It's the same power spike you get from going to H3 to H4 as going from H4 and getting your university upgrades.
That's a lot of damage that you're getting from that incendiary upgrade. Now, looks like the first gold vein here, or rather the large 8k gold vein that Anotand places landmark on, is going to start running out. Still has another 4k that's relatively close to his base. Has another one in the corner at Beasty, is already patrolling at this point in time as well. I really need to start seeing a little bit of an increased mass when it comes to the ranged army here from Anotand, that stronger backline. He does have a lot of Mohi tribesmen now at this point, close to 20. Incendiary arrows is about to come in. He's still having trouble, though, with these continued horseman raids, which he always needs to just chase off.
Yeah, I mean, what is also very dangerous right now for Beasty is, I mean, it's 30 hand cannoneers with even more in queue.
Yeah, infantry pretty much only here at the moment from Anotand.
And meanwhile, Beasty making these forward towers just to get that extra attack speed on those hand cannoneers. Hand cannoneers which already counter Anotand's army because they do bonus damage against infantry. And Beasty finding even more worker kills here with his horsemen. I mean, these horsemen have been just so powerful this game thus far.
Absolutely. A lot of the horsemen do get taken down, but food is not an issue at the moment for Beasty at all. He's got plenty of food income at this point. Now also bombards coming in, so we'll start picking away at that heap from Anotand. So the horsemen continue to raid. There are no walls at the moment up from Anotand, so he's really struggling when it comes to just securing his own base currently.
And I mean, Beasty is 200, right? And Anotand is only on 150 population, so it's a very big population difference here. Military count is looking roughly the same here, but I would favor the composition from Beasty slightly here against the army composition from Anotand here.
Yeah.
Just because of those men-at-arms, what am I saying? The hand cannoneers, which are very powerful.
Yeah, it's the strongest ranged unit that Beasty can really make at this point, especially with the additional attack speed that the English have access to with the network of citadels. We do see the Moha tribesmen really trying their best up against these horsemen, and they can work in combination with that front line, but really need to start seeing them trade out up against the hand cannoneers, where we're almost up to 40, soon 50 hand cannoneers from Beasty.
And not just that, right? We haven't really seen Anotand's villager count going up in the last couple of minutes. Beasty just with these continuous horde raids. There is a small race from Anotand going in the back of Beasty's base, but it's just not the same as what Beasty is doing to Anotand here. Meanwhile, the Great Wall Bastion is under siege by these bombards, slowly losing their health. It is a big mass from Anotand here, right? And the horsemen are just not there from Beasty at the moment as a front line. He is putting the villagers to repair that bombard. Those bombards are expensive, so you really don't want to lose them. He might want to start thinking about putting them back right here, because it can get very, very dangerous. I mean, this is just a great fight for Anotand.
Yeah. Moe Tribesmen are starting to trade out quite nicely up against the hand cannoneers here, so able to really start reducing the count there. This is finally the moment in time where the Moe Tribesmen start getting some value, and still horseman raids happening though in the back of the space, but Anotand able to keep his landmark alive, and most importantly, keep control over the central sacred site. At this point would also love... Oh my god, look at that. Look at that placement there from the monastery, from Anotand. Because the monasteries, they also spread out the influence for the karma system, so he's continuously expanding his influence there with the karma system. And every now and then, when the karma system procs, he's getting an insane amount of gold, he's getting an insane amount of food as well. All of his buildings are going to get repaired, almost back up to full. It lasts for quite a long time. Really, it is a very nice system to have in the game. It makes you, like, it gives you a lot of additional scaling points, especially in the late game. Can we actually quickly hover over the landmark, see a list of all of the benefits that you get, because there really are quite a few. But at the same time, right now, Moe Tribesmen finding the hand cannoneers alongside the horsemen. Even some, unfortunately, revealing some of the villagers that were gathering gold there from Anotand.
Yeah, I mean, that's not great, losing that many Moe Tribesmen. I mean, basically for nothing, right? He tried to raid some of the Beasty backline with it, but Beasty was just on point with the army, trying to sandwich them from two sides. Meanwhile, Anotand has also invested into 2 bombards, thinking about pushing in. But it's gonna be difficult, right? Beasty just having still 30 hand cannoneers, even if so many went down just last fight. He just keeps reinvesting into them.
Now, the mixed army composition from Anotand, that is truly his key here. And he's got a lot of these Sandma swordsmen right now. So his front line is going to be looking very, very strong. Together with the Mohe Tribesmen, is going to be in a pretty good spot here to take a fight up against Beasty's army right now, and potentially get a cleanup on these hand cannoneers, as they are firmly out of position at the moment, it feels like.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this is starting to look like a great fight for Anotand again. Even more of these Mohe Tribesmen coming in. These men-at-arms are the front line. I'm not sure where the rest of the army is, because there's only about 10 men-at-arms here instead of more than 30, which supposedly he has. And there they are coming right now, yeah. More army coming in from Beasty as well. It's looking like... I mean, no way Beasty wins this.
Going down. Like, Beasty just exhausted his entire gold into this mass of hand cannoneers. He's losing all of them.
I mean, this is just great for Anotand, right? This is Jin Dynasty at its peak.
Jin OP, hello?
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the big problems that Beasty is facing here is that he did go... I mean... He went for that 8k gold fame, right? But he didn't go for that wind guard, which is able to produce those premium units, which he's really, really missing in these fights.
Anotand, he's getting some Meng and Mook defenders as well, some emplacement inside of his farming economy. Will finally be able to, well, not necessarily have to react with units the entire time. Probably needs a couple, like 1 to 2 more emplacements there, though, to really keep that area safe. But is going to start not needing to react to every single horseman raid anymore.
Yeah, so now that all BC's hand cannoneers died, he's reinvesting into longbowmen, seeing as that gold is slowly running out. He is getting that Imperial upgrade to get those incendiary arrows, to get that extra damage from those longbowmen. But it's just not going to hit the same as the hand cannoneers are hitting against these men-at-arms. So I think that's a very, very dangerous for Beasty now, seeing as, I mean, horsemen and longbowmen, they are not known to counter men-at-arms, right? And the army from Anotand is really, really, really big. He has 2 bombards moving up as well to go fight into the base of Beasty, slowly pushing in further and further. I mean, there is still a few hand cannons here, but they are just getting sniped out.
Yeah, and it's not so many of the Sanma swordsmen here, so the front line is pretty much near inexhaustible. The Mohe Tribesmen also in a great spot. There's only a couple of hand cannoneers remaining, and now the armored front line from Anotand able to push into Beasty's base. The Berkshire Palace is greatly out of position, only defending a now empty 8k gold deposit. So Anotand, there's nothing stopping him from marching into Beasty's base. Beasty at 140 villagers at the moment. He just doesn't have the mass that he needs to defend right now.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, this is what I was worried about earlier, was that Berkshire Palace drop, right? It was good for the short term to get that gold income, to keep staying him alive, to be able to afford that hand cannoneer mass. But now that 8k gold vein has run out, it is getting more and more difficult for Beasty. And a lot of vills are being pulled.
Wait, is there an emplacement? I think there's an emplacement. I think there's a Mangamook emplacement on that one outpost. And indeed there is, and we actually have them not coming out. Hello guys, there's a keep getting rushed up right next to you. Oh, there they are.
There they are. I mean, the keep is still going up. It's just too many villagers
Yeah,
for
it
to
is.
deny.
Still good damage. It's gonna take a while for the outpost to go down as well.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the thing is, right, I don't think Beasty's too worried about losing a few villagers right now, seeing as he does
He
have a
can
lot.
afford it, yeah, for sure. Right now, 40 of his villagers are going to be getting idled. A lot of them are seeking shelter inside of the TC at the keep there as well. But yeah, there's just no way. The Jin Dynasty, their first ever victory. Not just in tournaments, but on ladder as well. The first ever victory recorded live.
I mean, this is just an amazing moment to witness, right? We were hoping to get one victory here in maybe in this entire best of 7, but the first game, and we already have a Jin Dynasty victory right here.
Have some post-game, I wouldn't say trash talk, maybe just a
Smack
technical analysis, post-game technical analysis between the two players there. I think maybe both players just also trolled a little bit, honestly. Like, we saw the English pick, right? And Anotand with the Abbasid there as well.
I mean, it's also interesting to see, right? Because these are maybe more matchup that you would also see on ladder, but aren't necessarily going to see in tournaments, because a lot of players are still playing English and Abbasid on ladder, right? But not as much in tournaments because they aren't as strong and as versatile as some other civs are. So it's still very interesting to see how they maybe stack up against civs that we usually do not really see in tournaments. But because this is more of a friendly competition than for a lot of money on the line, we might see of these less played civs a bit more right now. Anotand is playing the sushi here, so...
Ooh, and it's not dry Arabia only. It looks like we got some hybrid in there as well as we're moving over to Holy Island.
I mean, that's very interesting, right? A hybrid map. I mean, Sushi seen as one of the stronger civs on hybrid maps at the moment. Jin Dynasty, I am not so sure. I mean, we have seen them played on Holy Island before.
Fine. It's like the water is actually quite good for them. And especially in Castle Age, they get like an additional wood gathering upgrade just to make up for the additional walking time that you have with the mounted villagers. It's overall, I think it should be a decent water save. After all, it's a Chinese variant, and China and Shushi both very good civilizations. But namely, there are actually some unique upgrades for the dock in Castle Age as well for Jin. Namely, I don't think they actually... Yeah, they get like a piercing upgrade for their Springle ships rather than additional range and additional attack speed. That could be an issue. Attack range on Springle ships, very important. That's why we see English actually being a considerable choice on Holy Island.
Yeah, for sure. And as we can see, Sushi and Jin Dynasty both opening up immediately with a dock. I'm curious if we're going to see a second dock from either of these civs. They both do have a... Oh no, let's take a look, because Anotand seems to be having a forward gold, while Beasty does have a slightly backwards gold right here. So that's definitely a small advantage for Beasty.
That's also like a very far back gold for Anotand, which is right next to the water. So in case of like emergency or rather aggression on land, should Anotand have control of water, he's got a pretty safe gold there in the back to move out to. I think overall this is quite fine at this point in the game. Something to actually take a look at is the left-hand side here of Anton's place. He's playing as a Shushi's Legacy, and they do, of course, have that new and reworked Meditation Garden. We do see quite the nice spot a little bit further up, because now with the current Meditation Garden, now that's where we would have looked earlier. Wood. Wood is the name of the game at the moment. And getting berries, stone, and that massive wood line in, that could be pretty big. That could be a pretty big payoff.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, what's also interesting, right? No, not just about Sushi, but about this map. There are two variations of this spawn that that Holy Island can spawn with. We can spawn with the wood line in front of the base, or we can have just the wood line in the back of the base. And in this case, we only have the wood line in the back of the base. So we don't really have that defense that you sometimes have as a front, which players have to go around, right? So you can be, I feel like, extra aggressive on land in a spawn like this.
Yeah. Can we actually quickly check up on that mounted villager on BC's side on the water? Just see how quickly he's gathering up that food. Yeah, that's pretty quick, I would say. Right? Like, yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good food gathering right there for a villager.
Yeah, I mean, I think... I'm not sure, but do you know what is the gathering speed from a mounted villager compared to a Order of the Dragon gilded villager?
Honestly, I couldn't tell you for certain. I know, like, the official values, but rarely can you trust a tooltip in the game. So, it's in between 1.9 and 2.2 times a normal villager's gather speed. Even something in between there. The truth lies somewhere in between there.
Yeah, exactly. We do meanwhile see Anotand going for a second dock and Beasty just staying on. I think he's going for a second dock as well. He still has 8 villagers on that wood. So we should have enough resources to build a second one, and we do see a second one going up right now.
Yeah. Wood income overall, looking at what Beasty's wood income is looking like, it's looking pretty good. Pretty good at the moment. So Jin Dynasty definitely proving to us here that wood income, they're not lacking behind China or Shushi at all.
Yeah, for sure. And Beasty...
Yo, wait a second. Hello, Steel Series coming in with a $2,000 donation.
That's insane. I think that's the biggest donation we have seen thus far in this tournament.
That's absolutely crazy. And that means, yeah, that's an additional 10% for the funding here that we've gotten in as well. So, Steel Series, thank you so much. Not just for the donation, but also for everything else that they're doing for the Age of Empires, for community, all these sponsored events. Very, very much appreciated, Steel Series.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they've also provided our casters and our players lovely with their lovely equipment, right? So they are
the mouse pads that we're being given away so far that we can sign. All of this amazing gear and support from Steel Series. So big shout out there to Steel Series.
Yeah, I mean, they were also just very excited to see this Jin Dynasty show off, right?
Yeah, these players are making it look good. It's kind of weird, right? Like we know that Jin, not the best civilization, but these players do make it look good. Granted, I think the last game is a special case because English as well, not the best civilization at the moment. Still, very good showing here at the moment from these players. And Meditation Garden is now going to be coming in right next to the woodline from Anotand. Also going to be getting that one berry bush in the, or rather patch of berry bushes in the influence range as well. Is choosing to go for the larger side of the woodline rather than the left side where he could have also gotten stone. And yeah, this is going to be a lot of wood that he's going to be getting from that Meditation Garden indeed.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you see Beasty, I mean, going with the Great Pasture. I feel like it's the quite standard that we've seen so far, the Great Pasture. We haven't really seen the other landmark yet. What I did here, though, is that on ladder, apparently the other landmark has a slightly higher win rate than the Great Pasture. But who knows? Maybe we just have pros have not really explored the other landmark yet, or in pro play, this is apparently it is the way to go.
Yeah. Great Pasture coming on up here for Beasty. I mean, the other landmark, I heard that apparently it's also like not quite living up to the tooltip, so to say. Gather rate supposedly only being 15% higher in its influence rather than 20%. That's also something to keep in mind there. But the Great Pasture, of course, on a hybrid map like this, just giving you that additional ability, opportunity to put on some damage or rather some pressure on water simultaneously to land.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, especially that's very nice, right? Because you force your opponent not just to invest in units, but also some production, which you yourself don't need to invest in. So the opponent just has to use this little extra resources on land, which can give you an advantage to take over water, right? And that's such a huge boost at that water economy here.
We are going to be seeing 2 Springle ships immediately coming out from Anotand. Beasty on his side, 1 Springle ship, 1 Archer ship, as you typically would be going for. Anotand just completely forgoing the idea of adding in an Archer ship, and we also don't see a barracks yet from him. He does see the Iron Pagoda now coming out, so should be trying to rush up a barracks ASAP now. And indeed, he already has 1 Spearman in queue for him.
Yeah, I mean, what is dangerous here, I feel like, if Beasty scouts that Anotand is only making Springle ship and just gets 1 or 2 demo ships out here, it can be very dangerous for Anotand, right?
He's adding in the Archer ship now, so should be safe, but already having the Springle ship advantage means that Beasty is not going to be in a position to push into Anotand space, at least not for the foreseeable future. More Iron Pagoda coming in from Beasty. But Anotand already on 4 Spearmen. He's got nothing to be afraid of until the Mohi Tribesmen come in.
Yeah, it seems like Beasty's really trying to put on some pressure on this land. But he's, I mean, he does have extra Springle ships in queue, right? He doesn't want to lose this water right now. Yeah, the first Mohi Tribesman is in queue. 5 spearmen from Beasty already there, so he should be, or for Anotand, I mean, so he should be fine for now. He is trying to find some damage, but no villagers going down yet. Meanwhile, Anotand adding in a stable, so he is going for that spearman horseman comp.
Definitely needed, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's also very nice, right, going into spearman horseman. You do have that water, so you do have that little extra food income. So it's not as straining for your economy to get as if you were like on just sheep or maybe on deer, which would be far outside the map, which you would need to defend.
It's much easier to go for horsemen on water here rather than the Jugunu. A lot of the wood that you do get, after all, you will want to spend on water rather than units on land. And just like that at the moment, Beasty, he's getting in more Iron Pagoda, but the army composition from Anotand is going to be making this very difficult. And I mean, Anotand right now, that's a lot of demo ships that he's got out there. And it's only a single archer ship for Beasty. He's getting ready for something here.
Yeah, I mean, one demo ship trying to come around from the 2 flanks here. There's only one archer ship, meanwhile, pushing forwards. I mean, you would have to think one of these demo ships would have to miss. And oh! And that's a very nice demo hit, right? It looks like one of the Springle ships is going down. Second demo ship coming in. Some of these fishing boats have also gotten hit. And that's 4 fishing boats down. 5 fishing boats down right here from Beasty. Another demo ship coming in.
That's a lot of the fishing economy down the drain. Beasty now is starting to get some of his own demo ships out. Anotand, though, still has his archer ship remaining. It's just going to be retreating for the time being. Beasty not able to get any value in the wood line from Anotand. And this is looking rough right now for the Jin Dynasty.
For sure. It's been, I mean, 12 fishing ships going down. That's a lot of investment you put down right there. Only 3 Springle ships here for Beasty, no archer ships, so he can't really defend against these demos from Anotand. And I mean, he still has 3 and 3 more in queue, so it's 6 demo ships in total. That's a lot of demo ships. So it is looking very, very rough. Also on land, Anotand defended fantastically. I mean, Beasty only having a single feudal knight right here. Meanwhile, Anotand still having a comfortable army of 3 horsemen and 5 spearmen, which he is raiding Beasty here. Beasty is being... I mean, he's not putting his villagers away. Maybe he's just going to fight with villagers, but he does call it. He didn't see a way out anymore.
And GG does come in. Jin Dynasty here in this one, not strong enough to live up against the Shushi's legacy.
Whammon and Team Triangle coming in. So we are going to switch over to them right now.
Now we have time to get ready to see a Jin win yet another game, right? Right? We're all praying for the Jin here. But you can see these two, they're having fun, they're ready for this match, and that is the beauty of having a Jin's show match. We're finally going to see, are they viable in any circumstance out there? And honestly, Beasty showed us, maybe.
I got more belief in Anotand's Jin, I think, realistically. Beasty, he's non-stop talking trash, smiling whether he wins or loses. At least he picked English, which gave us more of a chance to see something out of Jin. I think Jushi on Holy Islands was a little bit too serious out of Anotand there. But into the Malians on Coastal Cliff. So it's going to be Beasty on the Malians in the beautiful magenta, one of our 2 new colors. Dark green we saw in the other game, which is very nice to see. And then it is going to be Anotand this time around on the Jin Dynasty in the color yellow on the bottom side of the map. And we see the Dark Age opening for Anotand. Those spearmen already coming across the map. And in reply, oh no, I think, actually no, that is Anotand's base. And we'll see if this is enough. It's a small map, close rush distance. This gold is right in the front. That's something. I think that we're off to a good start here with Jin.
Now, this is the problem when you're playing against Malians. You know their economy is already going to be a nightmare. And BC doesn't get to play Malians very often. He identifies as the Malian king. And a lot of players will just not be letting through Malians. Now, with Anotand on Jin, he knows I probably need to do something in the early game to make this work. But with that 3 spearmen investing and seeing that tower, he's going to know this is not something he gets to do for free. Because, of course, Beasty already moving that sheep towards the tower. He doesn't want any idle time to come out of this. And these spearmen, they are going to try to get as much as they can because that's all you can do.
Yeah, Beasty being a little bit trolled here. We're complaining about the spawn. with this pit mine, meaning these houses have to go out in the front. He's not going to be able to get as many there. We've seen this tower be like the common reaction, the standard play in response to Dark Age aggression, but normally that doesn't mean you have to place your houses in front. Anotand has brought the mounted villager to get up the tower. We've seen a lot of people sort of theorize with the release of Gen whether this is possible. The mounted villagers, they construct faster, they move faster, so you can get across the map to do this. You only have to pull one, but they are kind of worth double. So it is a bit of an investment, but it's nice to see a little bit of a different strategy here, and a show match is a perfect opportunity to see that.
Of course, you're not going to want to risk anything like this if you're in your tournament life and you're like, hey, I need to try and get that W. But Anotand here, he says it might just be worth it and gets that tower, or at least will get that tower up pretty soon, get the spears inside and try to deny this pit mine as much as possible. But you have to look at the backup pit mine for Beasty. He's got one all the way on the other side of his base. This is not the end of the world for him. This is not your typical Beasty spawn on Beasty's side.
And Anotand is going to stick around with that villager, at least for the minute. He might just grab that deer and then go on home to make the most of every little bit of denial you can get on the other side of the map. Anotand, he does get the tower up. He's got those three spearmen in there now, the fourth coming through, and that's going to be the extent of the aggression. Nice little start for him, and then we see the Mounted Quarry coming up for Beasty. Okay, no surprises there. Who really cares? But which one are we going to see out of Anotand? It was the war stable that he went for or Grand Pasture he went for in the first game. We'll see if he mixes it up with the Flower Pagoda, which I think, generally speaking, most people think is better. But then again, I mean, he won, so I'm sure he knows better.
I feel like the scoreboard should be showing us the score of Gen versus other civilizations, not just the players. But here we have it, the Great Pasture coming on out. And now with Anotand, I feel like this man, he believes in Jin. He fully believes in the civilization. We just haven't had the opportunity to really see them shine in that way. And I remember back in the day when Malians was just released, and I think it was in 2022 when we were at Wololo, and Malians came out, nobody played it. And about 2 weeks after Wololo, the ranked ladder was plagued with Farimba rushes. And this is maybe why Anotand's a believer. He's hoping for that Malian situation in the future coming out of the Jin, just making sure that, hey, it could be great. But what I love about this, Anotand is just constantly setting his spears here forward, of course, but the villager that's idle from Beasty, jumping into the tower to deny that, is definitely just not worth it. Now, we do see the age up already through, and Beasty going for the wheelbarrow opening instead of for those early cows that we see out of most Malian players.
Yeah, it's actually not a bad opening for Anotand. I think you make a great point. We were actually talking about Mali on the couch before. It did take a while, didn't it? It was different enough of a civilization. And actually, Anotand with a nice little catch there coming out of the tower. Beasty not seeing it. I see him mouthing something there on camera as well. So a nice little start, actually. And, there's not really anything on the line here. But these are pro players. They hate losing. We saw that in the player interviews as well.
It's next to steel, man. What? Yeah, I know, but I can't get it. Yeah, because it's next to my elite union.
He really wants to steal. He really wants to steal that sheep. Give me the sheep.
You're abusing sheep.
No, it's gonna eat it. You
He
can
does
see.
take it. He does take it. Okay.
Oh, Anotand is an honorary gentleman. Sends that sheep back to the base of Beasty. He's like, you want this one fair and square. But Anotand, now, he's the man who's still making units. He only has 3 on food here. Is this going to be enough?
Yeah, I mean, I guess the plan that we've seen from Anotand, I mean, when Iron Pagodas previously actually going Spearman, Mohe Tribesman here, but we're going to see something a little bit different with the 300 stone already in the bank. Actually, emplacements coming in as well at the front, which is going to be the hand cannon emplacement as well. So not something you commonly see with you sort of a Chinese or a Chinese variant, I guess, kind of tower rush. But the second TC, mixing it up, that's nice.
Now, Anotand has talked about the second TC as well, but we've mentioned this when you're playing against Malians, the second TC feels like the only answer to keep up with that economy. And maybe Anotand already believing in that second TC playstyle of the Jin, he's just saying, hey, we're going to do it anyway. Let's out-boom the Malians. But Beasty only going for those 2 cows for now, and it's fully starting with that sofa production. I like the fact that he's going in for so many archers already, though.
Yeah, it's actually probably going to be a bit of aggression perhaps out of Beasty in the feudal age, which is an interesting one to see what Anotand will come out of the gates with, whether he puts a lot onto gold here to get himself up to castle. We've seen like that dragon pavilion landmark gives you the Mungan Muka. I remember looking it up and now I've forgotten how to pronounce it. But the emplacements where those knights come out, because it does come out of any TCs that you have, not just your landmark TC, which makes it really difficult actually to break Jin Dynasty in that early castle age. And with a second town center, you have a pretty decent boom. And like you mentioned, means perhaps you can out-boom the Mali and play them at their own game. And like we've seen previously, if Jin does get to that late Imperial stage, they actually are good. There's no sort of disagreement there. There's a consensus among the players. If you do get to that stage, they're really strong. It's just seemingly feels impossible to actually get there.
Now, I love to hear that Beasty's keyboard is just clacking away. It feels like we're sitting right here on a Beasty stream. No trash talking between the players anymore, as Beasty is fully focused on landing this attack just right. But you see him pulling all... Oh.
He's doing the alarm for Anotand there in case the game sounds wasn't enough.
Anotand realizing this maybe was a bit of a defeat around here, and Anotand getting a little bit under siege with all those archers, and that second TC he's got, it's going to need time to pay off, and he just doesn't have any units to do anything against this at the moment. You see those 5 villagers sitting ducks right now, waiting to run for their lives, and they're running.
Oh, they've mounted as well. There's one normal one there, but every mounted one is basically similar to 2 villagers going down. It is so much damage there. I mean, this is where we see a lot of the players like talk about why Jin is maybe not so good, is that it doesn't really feel like their units do too much in feudal age. It to feel a lot weaker, and then even if you are able to get castle age, you don't really feel like you unlock anything. There's not much there. Whereas for the Mali, if you have any sense of boom behind you, even though there are only 6 cows in the bank there, I mean, Sofa Archer feels honestly a lot better than Iron Pagoda, Moe Tribesmen, and even some horsemen in the mix there. But it's not all over for Anotand just yet. Still absolutely holding in there as Beasty looks to wrap around the base this time.
Now, him looking to launch an attack, and the moment these two start yapping, when that Anotand lands, will be completely silent. So you guys can hear how it hurts. But they're about to discover that second TC, and I'm not too sure if Beasty knows that the second TC is there. The pink dots, they haven't really spotted any of these. You can see there's a lot of units. Oh, but the attack from Anotand, he gets a little bit of a pickup here, and the villagers are forced back with the lack of food they have in the base. This feels tough, but the second TC has been discovered.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Anotand gave Beasty the same wee notification as Beasty did to him, but on the response, Beasty is diving in on that second TC. There isn't enough garrison space here, but we see the difference between the normal villagers of Jin and the mounted villagers. The mounted villagers can get away more quickly, they are more tanky, but if they do die, it's so much more painful. 2 of them going down there, and all of the regular villagers going down as well. That is a lot of damage there out of Beasty onto Anotand. It's really tough to really get a read of the situation from a both a military and an economy point of view with Jin because of those mounted villages, but certainly not the situation that Anotand wants to be in.
Now you do see the fight actually, oh, it's going to be so important here just to get a decent trade-off. But the thing is, some of those are warrior scouts as well, and they don't mind taking a trade. But Anotand, the horses seem to win this one, but the problem is there's a lot more for Beasty to fall back on. Now at 11 cows already, and we see a little bit of a transition here into getting some Donzos too with Anotand.
I said it was distraction, but I'm kind of alive.
I love this. They just get to yap at each other, trash talk each other just a little bit. But we do see an upgrade coming on out as well. And Anotand, he's looking at, getting the +1 ranged armor against the Archer Mass, but Beasty's already switching away from that, and at the same time thinking about Castle.
I think this is advanced mind games from Anotand. I think he chose to talk trash there so he could get enough time, buy enough time to get up his castle age. Talking about whether he's dead or not. No, I'm not dead. It's fine. It's fine. Castle age will come in, but I mean, Beasty is. I mean, he's having fun, right? But he's not taking a line down. He really is looking to try to win the game, and he is knocking on the door, which is going to make it difficult for Anotand to find a castle timing that's not going to be at danger. But with the Sofa Mass in the back, he is going to go out to the front with the Dragon Pavilion. But he is diving in onto some of the economy. Anotand does react in time. There's one ram up there for Beasty, but I think that is just in the back to secure up his. Yes, it is. Just to secure up that first hit mine. And it looks like Anotand should be able to get this Dragon Pavilion up, which basically acts as, it's a very defensive landmark. It's not like a keep or anything, but it does provide that Mangan Muke emplacements. Those knights that automatically come out. You can't control them, but they automatically come out of your TCs and of the landmark, and then you can also upgrade your towers and keeps and the like, and even your tributaries on the markets with those emplacements to have.
You ready to jump? No.
As we got a genuine fright from that, as BC does dive in, but it does go up. We'll be able to garrison those villages, and we should see those. Yep, those. You can see the icon over top of them. They are almost as strong as real knights, but they are going down straight away to the spearmen at the top of that. And the landmark doesn't shoot back, so it's not going to be as scary as diving through some of those other like deep castle age landmarks. But if Anotand can secure up this position, I mean, if Beasty dives in on the TC, more of them will come out. You see them come out straight away. The cooldown is so low. As long as you have capacity, you have those tickets, kind of. It's fine. Now, we can't control them as long as Beasty is within range. They will come out automatically, attack, and then go home on their own. And those ones don't die. Beasty backs himself up, and then we are going to see Rams coming forward.
Oh, this is such a weird position for you to be in, because you think, okay, this landmark, it's going to protect me, right? But even that did not feel like the power you needed to shut down the Malian army. And Beasty, he's not slowing down. He's got 20 cattles in the ranches, and he is just producing as much as possible. Anotand, at the same time, producing absolutely nothing. And I'm a little confused as to why. If this is a UI situation, or if he's just saying, hey, I don't have any resources. It is what it is. This is what I've got.
I think realistically, players are of the belief, and I think they're probably right, that there's not too much going for Jin early on in the game, but if you can get up to Imperial quickly and survive, you're in a relatively good spot. If Anotand is looking to greed for that situation, it's going to be really tough. Like you said, he hasn't produced units for a while now. Does look forward to get the Rams. If he does pick up the Rams, that is a nice little delay there and can back right out. This landmark will take a long time to go down with 3 Rams, but especially with 1 low health one. Does look to get another Iron Pagoda coming out. One thing that Anotand does have up his sleeve is with that Grand or Great Pasture, he can produce those cheaper and instant cavalry out of it, making use of the grassland. So looking basically to try to delay as much as possible so that he can get himself up, and hopefully we can see Jin make its way into the Imperial Age.
Now, Beasty, Imperial Age, this early in the game feels so wrong, seeing Malians still in feudal. But Beasty, he's definitely going to be thinking about this already. And you see now Beasty looking for that damage. He doesn't really... He realizes, hey, I can't keep attacking into this landmark. My Rams aren't really doing the thing. These horses that keep popping out, they're just going to keep on destroying this. But Anotand, he is... You're right, he's just floating resources. Oh,
he's changed it up. Yeah, I mean, I think it was very, very risky with Beasty making Rams right at his door, and Anotand has mixed it up, not going to quite commit fully to taking that risk, knowing it wasn't going to pay off. But this is still going to buy some time. Jin being that cavalry civ, although we don't necessarily see it always making cavalry, but in this case with the horsemen and the Iron Pagoda, getting out across the map and trying to make the most of that mobility to keep Beasty at home. And looks like those units of Beasty are at least around the middle of the map looking to come home. But if Anotand does lose this force, that could be the game right there, and it is scary with the main force of Beasty looking to wrap around this tree line and catch these units unaware.
The problem for Beasty, oh, not for Beasty, for Anotand is all those units are pretty low and you see them getting picked off pretty easily. The Dons is getting those charges and Beasty splitting them perfectly. Now getting a little bit of a surprise around here and a little bit overextended, but at the same time, Anotand says, let me keep attacking. Now the villagers out here are going to be the ones exposed, and Anotand, he does have a lot of gold in the bank, so he's not going to mind pulling off just yet, but with all those units that Beasty has, that second TC won't last once he really wants to strike it, but he doesn't want to lose anything to this right now. He's going up with the Blarney. He knows, hey, it's fully stacked. I'm going to be ready for castle, and I'm going to make him pay for it. Now Anotand finally thinking about getting some spears in the mix too.
It's a huge force from Beasty here, but these does need to get the upgrades, and of course Mali upgrades come in very quickly, so just backing off here, waiting for those to come through, and then can likely turn around. Okay, it is literally just 5 units. Beasty does turn around to pick them up. It's going to be a really difficult hold for Anotand just to be able to delay this game and try to get to that late game. Jin Dynasty does well in the late game, and of course with that second TC, the scaling is there, but it's still very scary against a civilization like Mali, and there are a lot of these units that are going down. If they don't have that symbol above them, then I don't think they are the Mungan Mongre Knights, and it turns out there is nothing there for Anotand. GG is called, and unfortunately we don't see another win on the board just yet for Jin.
And we see Jin Dynasty now on 2 wins, and it's not about Anotand. It's not about Beasty, it's about the Jin. Oh, wait.
No, this
Wait,
is
that was wrong. That was wrong.
exclamation mark blame for sure. I mean, it is the one of them is correct. Jin
Yes.
has won a game. We can't ever take that away from them now. They have won a game on this patch in this tournament, even if it is a show match where they think nothing on the line as we decided just ego. And we are going to see at least we are going to see Jin 3 more times.
Beasty, he's the one on Jin this time.
Yeah.
Anotand, KT, or Macedonians?
Well, I don't know what's a good build order. Give me something.
Dawn Gold. That's all what I know.
A what?
Dawn Gold. That's Jin Dynasty.
Mm-hmm.
Basically all my knowledge.
Now with Beasty getting third.
Practicing for next tournament
Oh.
or what?
You said you do not play, no?
Well, if I didn't do like too well, but top 4 maybe is okay, no?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I retire.
Ciao.
I do YouTube. When are you gonna do YouTube?
What?
When are you gonna do YouTube?
I think I have to do now. Like I think it will be like 2 months break after.
You can tell full focus.
Yeah,
Everything on the game.
everything.
And the knowledge. Anotand played Jin with his tournament life on the line. And his extent of the knowledge is 2 on gold. That's the build order.
I had go on gold, but 2 on gold is probably more accurate. And let's see
Both
if
true, yeah.
Beasty not listening to that piece of advice, though. He goes for 3 on gold, disrespecting Anotand just like that. And you can see these two, they are friends. They're just yapping away, having a lovely time in this all or nothing show match. Now, a little bit about what they're discussing, and we can talk about the civs, of course, guys, but you have to consider, for Beasty, this has not been his best performance in the year. He hasn't been able to reach those top spots like he did before. And something you mentioned there, like saying, hey, I did make top 4, that's pretty big for him, considering. But you can see people just walking in and out to shoot a nice shot for our little reel, or Homestead reel at the end of it. But Anotand as well, we don't have unlimited Age of Empires for tournaments. And you guys in the community... Oh, wait.
She's gonna give you a just a, not just a poop in your cup.
Oh. Okay. I feel like we got a little bit out of context there, but that's for the clips, boys. Now, another 25. Thank you very much, Beastknecht. And just with all of this, you have to understand the community supporting these events is what keeps Age of Empires 4 going. So for every single one of you who have donated who have supported this event. You cannot imagine how thankful we are. The merge shales are doing so well, and we are so happy to be able to say, hey, we can recoup at least some of what we have spent on this event so that we can host another one. And aside from our Homestead Cup 2 announcement that we will be properly doing later today, there is another big announcement for next year coming up. So I know we're here sitting in a show match, but get yourselves ready. We're going to talk a little bit about what's coming in the next year in AoE.
Very exciting. Nice little teaser there. Looks like Anotand on the Abyssid is going to be going into that second TC. We'll see if he read the patch notes and remembers about the reduction in the stone cost required for them. Beasty was gathering that full 350 stone previously. And it's also very nice from Anotand to be doing this because it does mean the game will go a little bit later and give Jin that bit of power to hopefully scale. And we are going to see the Flower Pagoda coming through, just that one villager on it, which might indicate, in this case, it's going to be that boom as well as, yes, it is the 3 on stones. We're going to see 2 TCs across the board.
Kill me! Bro. Yo, no way, Anotand! Yeah, my friend. Wow, did you spit in it? Yeah, okay. There you go. There you go, Anotand. You got what you wanted.
And what he wanted is a Jin victory, guys. I promise. That's exactly what they're talking about. Now, with the Abyssid pick against Jin, I feel like this is something we don't really know how it could measure up, but at the same time, we know how Abyssid measures up in the life of the TC building. And the first TC is underway. The big question is, how many TCs does this end up as?
It looks like it's probably going to be 3 building the second TC by the stone there. We also see Beasty continuing on the stone, already up at 450, so we might see the same thing out of him. This might be a case of strapping in, but it's not, I mean, it's not completely like taking it unseriously. Abyssid, BC has spoken before, playing against Abyssid, historically with that 2 TC meta. If they go for 2, you go for 3. If they go for 3, you go for 4. And with Jin, it's, I mean, we don't really know too much about them. Maybe it's fine. I actually think if their eco can scale and they don't die, it's a pretty good spot for them. Up against the Jushi before and Malian, that it's pretty tough going for them. But we did see Jin win against English, and perhaps against the sort of underappreciated, underprioritized Abyssid. This could be that opportunity. Ultimately, speaking to the pro players this week about Jin Dynasty, half of them don't know what they do. The other half have very strong opinions based on very little evidence. And then a few of them have tried it out, and it's still not really worked out. So it's still, I think, really up in the air with how quickly this tournament has been on the turnaround of the patch. And then obviously subsequently the hotfix there afterwards that had that change. Well, to a couple of things, but especially the Mohe tribesmen. There's still potential here, and as much as these two play around and talk in each other's ear, I think it means also that there's plenty of opportunity for Jin to be able to come out on top.
Now, with Abyssid usually loving that, oh my goodness, I see this and I see him putting down the 3rd TC, and now the 4th one is being mindful as well. I can't wait to see the map just being completely covered in town centers. And of course, it does feel a little bit different here, because of course for Abyssid, it's so much cheaper. That TC coming in hot, but it looks like Beasty has pulled off of stone for now. For now, Ben, for now. Now, Anotand, though, he is still on the stone. And I feel like we might get into an only villagers situation here, as both these players are not looking at slowing down this economy whatsoever. But Beasty now with 11 on gold. I wonder what he's going to be spending all of that on.
3 TC fast castle. If we don't see this in the grand final, I'll be very surprised. For Anotand here, it is going to be, yeah, a few of those as the 4th one does come down. Not the matchup that we would have expected to see. We'll see if anyone wants to make a unit, maybe, would be switching it up here. At least we don't see more stone being gathered. But I think, honestly, in this situation, Anotand could just go fast castle as well. And we could maybe go take a break, come back in 5-6 minutes and, and see if they want to make any military units.
Now, with 17 on food, it does tell me, hey, I need to sustain this economy, but at the same time, I need to get to castle at some point. Both of these guys now looking at castle, but how does this hit differently for each civilization? If you are going as the Jin Dynasty, you mentioned earlier, you don't really get anything truly from castle. How does this help Jin Dynasty to get to castle versus Abbasid going for castle and having a lot more choices, I would
think
say?
looking at it seriously for Jin, I mean, if you can get that Dragon Pavilion down, you get those Mungan Moke defenders out of each of your TCs, which means that it's so much harder to punish them. And with that scaling eco, we see the flower garden there under all of those mounted villages. If you can get up to that mounted villager count, have them all there on the same resource under that, that's plus, it's supposed to be, I think, plus 20%. I've seen a lot of the community do the math on exactly how good the gathering from mounted villages is, how good that flower pagoda is. I think there are different sort of takes on that, or, you know, whether the methods are correct or whether it's correct or bugged, or they're just not quite as good as the number might suggest, but actually that is how the interaction works. Who knows? But it is a huge boost, and we see that Beasty on Jin is going to be able to get to that castle quickly. He will be safe to do so even with Horsemen coming up from Anotand. And once he gets it up, he is going to be able to have that defense naturally there. The thing, though, like you mentioned, is that Jin doesn't really have much going for them in Castle Age. The Iron Pagoda is their knight. It's kind of underwhelming.
But
There's not too much they otherwise have, but if they can get to Imp, it's fantastic. And sometimes if you look to go to Imp, you can, even if you go to Imp, you could drop the landmark, but you could also drop a landmark in the Castle Age, and we might just see that as they don't get seen, and that Dragon Pavilion will be coming down right away.
And this is just going to ensure that their spawns are going to be extra spicy, because they're always going to want to pop out with being right in your opponent's base, and nothing is seen yet. Beasty is a greedy, sneaky little goose who is about to surprise Anotand with the spawns of a lifetime, I said. But now Camel coming on in, and he is spotted. Beasty smiling like a little sneaky snake, as he knows.
Oh, you're so dead! Oh, yeah.
Jin Dynasty. 66 villages on the side of Anotand, but can it survive the onslaught of horse tickets? Ooh, but that horseman very quickly paying the price. Literal wing coming out from Anotand, but it does feel like Anotand is going to need to work very hard not to die to all of this.
This is genuinely not a troll. If you can, with Jin, successfully fast castle in this situation, oh, that is a nice little raid there, and get that Dragon Pavilion up with a boosted eco from the mounted villages from the Flower Pagoda, it can really pay off, and it can also turn that into a fast imp. It doesn't look like that's what Beasty is going to go for. He's just going to settle with having that Dragon Pavilion pumping out these defenders there, which on autopilot, no control here, they just go and do that damage.
Yo, you're getting...
Now, you can see Anotand realizes, I need to keep on fighting. I need to keep doing damage. I have all the 600 TCs on my side. Maybe this is not the end of the world. You, of course, have to keep in mind, he's the one who can now raid Beasty's very open TCs all around the map. But then again, he wants to shut this down. But more underway, and they have been called. Horses will get shut down, but the Castle Age is coming in. And Anotand with 900 gold in the bank, he has a lot of things he gets to spend that on. Camels.
Yeah, I mean, this is a situation where Anotand kind of has to be able to make the use of his superior military to be able to come out and fight against Beasty's army, which is basically non-existent. His army is essentially going to be those defenders which automatically come out of that Dragon Pavilion. It's going to be a really hard position to break. As you see, as much trash as these guys are talking, when it comes down to microing these fights, you can hear the click and the clack of the keyboards. They aren't going to take it lying down. And you see how far away they actually do run from the pavilion. And we see there the tributary outpost, or whatever it is called, getting those automatic farms. And those villages don't count towards top space either, which is very nice.
Just a nice little boost to the economy. Anotand, though, he says trebuchet. And this is the right answer. You need to take this thing down. The problem is just, I don't feel like the trebuchet is going to be triggering anything from that distance. So, as long as he keeps his distance, he keeps building up that mass, Beasty might actually not be in as good of a position as he thinks he was. Because now, Anotand's still 40 villages, or now 31 villages ahead. He is going to be a very happy camper as the time goes on.
Yeah, I'm a bit surprised not actually to see that fast style with trying to delay using that Dragon Pavilion. The army from Jin doesn't feel that great in Castle, but we should talk about their Spearmen, because even though they are that cavalry Civ, they do have something a little bit unique with them. They have the Dragon Lances, which you sort of see them fire fireworks out of those spears, which do damage from a distance. Not too dissimilar to like a Donzo throwing spear, which is quite a nice little addition for them.
Now we get our keyboard sounds yet again, as we know that Beasty is gonna get raided here by Mr. Anotand, and might be feeling a little bit of pressure here. We do see Anotand is snacking on the rest of the map as well, with Beasty's focus being straight in his base. With your focus being there, you know you're not paying attention to what's going on in yours as much.
And this is where things get a little bit dicier. Anotand being able to make crossbows, gulams, knights, and the trebs to take down, or try to take that Dragon Pavilion, as these knights are going to get caught. We see the Mungan Moke defenders come out, which is nice. It adds that extra bit of damage here, so we get the surround with the villagers. But actually, though, they do, for whatever reason, decide to go home, maybe slightly out of range or whatever. But it means that he's going to lose more villagers here as the shivs get pulled, and actually the Lancer is going to make it out. That's quite nice from Anotand.
The Lancer is so tanky in this case, and a lot of times you feel like, hey, just a horse, let me surround it, I can take this. You cannot. Lancers, knights, they do hit differently, but that's... Oh, they're still attacking, but Beasty notices, pulls the boys back, and they're going straight back to work. But with all the stone that he's got in his pocket, is he just trying to secure the base that he has let go for a bit now? Because again, that Lancer, you can just see, finally getting taken down, but causing a ton of havoc. And Anotand just further and further ahead.
Yeah, I mean, the Dragon Pavilion did something when it first came up, but has not really been able to get much value since, other than being a staging ground for Beasty, who opted for his own trebuchets here to try to take down, in this case, actually the House of Wisdom, which is going to take a long time. It does get some idle time out of those villages, but there's not a lot of value coming out, whereas Anotand being able to treb down that Dragon Pavilion might give him a little bit of breathing space. But we do see Beasty actually opt in here for going for the Machine Workshop, I believe it is, which is basically a combination between an archery range and a siege workshop, and that's going to be able to produce those nest of bees, which I think, as far as Castle Age concerned, is normal nest of bees, but they do have some unique upgrades that come out later. But right now, it's all about the spearmen on the villagers. There are so many villages to attack when you go for 4 town centers, and Beasty collapses on a bunch of them, but unfortunately, villagers only do so much damage, but they are going to take more if they run back in there. But a nice little raid at the very least, and there's more at the top on the gold. So this is a nice little raid here with the spearmen of the Jin for Beasty.
Now, Beasty is definitely looking at doing some real damage. The thing is, Anotand gets to sacrifice some of these in a way. He hasn't stopped villager production in all of this, so for him, this is not going to hurt as much. But it gave Beasty a little bit of an opening. He had shut down those trebuchets that Anotand just wasn't protecting at this point. The spears are doing their best to shut this down, but honestly, that trebuchet feels so tanky. It lasted quite a while.
Yeah, and Anotand on Abbasid having the decent trebuchets. I think the Jin Dynasty actually, they get the traction trebuchets, the Mongol ones, which are just basically worse. So a little bit of a disadvantage there. But it's not really the case that Beasty is going to be able to push in here with much at a huge military disadvantage. The biggest thing he has going for him in these fights is what you can see on your screen now, those Mungan Moke defenders, which come out on their own, which means they are going to dive into all those spears and go down as we see the full army come through here for Anotand. And even these archers have that composite bows upgrade, so they attack even faster. The tribute comes out, which will turn these neutral if they get picked off, and they are going to get... There's so many... The maximum amount of value that they can turn, so it's not going to be game-breaking like a true Wallalo. But unfortunately, they do go down as well. But the Nestabes are there, which can do a lot of damage to the crossbows and the archers. The Mungan Moke defenders keep coming out of the Dragon Pavilion, which is actually so big to be able to pick up these units. If the Nestabes can stay alive and those spearmen can come in there, then perhaps there's a chance to keep... If that Dragon Pavilion stays alive as well, the Mungan Moke defenders could come out. But there is just so much here from Anotand, and the building does go down. The Nestabes are going to get jumped onto now, and that might be all she wrote for Beasty, but he hasn't tapped out yet.
Now Beasty, you can see he's in his uncomfort zone with the Jin Dynasty, not really knowing how far to push the limits of the civilization. But I think he's learned a thing now about rushing.
Well, when Marco P. Wow, I got rushed. I should have gone Imperial, maybe. Yeah.
This is how you figure out the civilization. Two friends just battling it out, trying to get to the top here. You see Shuki quickly putting the microphones on them. And guys, this means we are getting a sound upgrade for the next game, as these two will just be able to yap away at each other with you guys hearing everything.
We're gonna be the only people playing Jin and losing every game. I wanna quit already. I wanna quit. This is unplayable. You can't quit. Now I'm gonna make this like an hour-long game just to torture. I'm gonna make a 1-hour game.
Sorry, guys.
Speaking of torture.
I rush Wonder or something.
I will start yelling. Be careful.
Oh, don't worry, you guys. They already started yelling. See, guys, on the fly, figuring it out. This is Homestead Cup, ladies and gentlemen. Everything can't be perfect. We have to give you a little bit of a.
It's an experience.
Yeah,
it's an experience. It is. And we're doing things on the fly a little bit here with the Showmatch and during the Showmatch. Anotand, yeah, I actually don't know what it was that he made the mistake with at the start. I'm sure it'll come around. Unfortunately, the mistake is with, of course, the Jin Dynasty, which we want to see them get those wins. We've had 3 games. Was that our 3rd one that we had, or was that 4th
Yes,
one?
I think our score's a little bit outdated here, and I can imagine it is because
There's plenty of things to figure out here first, perhaps, as we do get that updated. So we are going to see this game, and then we are going to have another one. It is that play all 6, but it will be Anotand's last game of Jin Dynasty. We'll see if he can pull something out. I mean, players, realistically speaking, this tournament have said as much as they can with Jin that it is going to be the water maps which favor them the most. That extra eco allowing them to perhaps get up to that favored Imperial Ages. Oh my, it's a little bit of a sheep donation, or is there going to be more? Anotand is trolling him. He does actually get them away, but 2 donated over. Very sweet, very friendly atmosphere.
They have a lot of food to share on this map with all the fish in the sea available to them, but we know. They just know that when it's time to share with the Scout? The Scout is getting a little spicy here. See our microphone situation.
Get your ass over here.
Almost safe.
I actually looked at the guy. I was like, no, I think you're winning, actually.
Minor Palace, Beasty, says something like, hey, I think you're winning. Give Anotand false hope, but guys, we've seen Beasty. We've seen Beasty on this map.
Why do I have so many on gold?
He is a burger enjoyer. So guys, we do have a giveaway running at the moment. If you write !Aerox3 in the chat, you'll see this is ongoing. So after the game, we'll give away an Aerox3 and enjoy Beasty's uwus.
as we do have player comms between both players. Seemingly figured out now, which is fantastic. And joining me, our resident Jin expert knows all the ins and outs, the stats and everything as Wayman sneaks away to go run the tournament. It is going to be Core joining me. Core,
What's up, everybody?
Jin, 10 out of 10?
Tim out of Tim, yeah.
And in this case, we've seen them win one game. How many more are we going to see of these last 2 games?
I mean, probably one more, because Beasty has to play them again and he's really horrible at the game, so... I think Anotand is gonna win this and Beasty's gonna lose, so one more Jin win.
Maybe a Duden.
I hope so too.
Do you know DD Mega Dudu?
It would be funny if they could hear us as well.
I think it would be.
Like having a discussion with them, how bad this build order is and stuff like that.
I did want to. I mean, okay, all these players are a million times better than me, but seeing Beasty not go fast into that last game was triggering for me. We do see Mohei Tribesman come out for Anotand now that we get into the feudal ages, and it is going to be some boats on the water as well, and whatever fishing pond he is. Oh, so Anotand did sneak out, and I'm sure if Beasty saw that, he would have said something. So
Look at that sneaky duck, though.
Anotand has opened up there, and we're going to hear something once he reveals this, but he's banking up the boats.
This is such a sneaky duck.
He's going to come across once those come out.
Oh, he's going to hate it.
Beasty's got no idea. And keep an eye on those player cams, and I'm sure you will hear Beasty very soon when that's revealed.
It will be great. Oh!
What is?
He's baiting him. No, he's coming in. He's coming in. He's coming in.
Know what good stuff about Dynasty? No, I don't. They are really just super fast. Okay. For example, I can go I don't know,
He's distracting him.
Yeah.
Bro, ain't no way you did that.
It's perfect.
You're such a little shit. That's gonna be a perma.
He's not wrong.
That's
Good times.
crazy.
What a
I
perfect
missed my
time to
goal.
join. I mean, I told you Jin is gonna win one more time.
I think so. And if there's going to be anywhere, it's going to be water. And if it's going to be anyone, it's going to be Anotand. I think this is the
Yeah.
best
Bro, I have
situation.
another lake, it's fine. Like you, the pig, I have 2 fishing. Don't tell me you made a dock there too. No, you didn't.
We'll see if he does
so
go out.
funny.
Does go out and try to take the other one. But I mean,
He will eventually, right?
I
like
hope
the villager
so.
is still there, so he might just try.
he's
to
got
sneak
the
it
other
out.
2 ponds now as well. He's made the dock in the top one. We see that coming up right now. It is now going to have the fishing advantage, which
Bro,
I mean, if as
how
long
many
as
fishing
Jin.
ships are you on? I have like 9 on the other leg, so I think I'm fine. Huh?
I have like 9, has 6.
Nah, stop, you don't.
At his 10 saying 20 when he has 11. And behind is Beasty looking to be the next one to pull some kind of surprise. I think it is going to be that perhaps that Burgrave coming across.
Nice micro, by the way. We're dying.
This trash talk, like players talking with each other while playing against each other, that should be always the case.
It's fantastic, and especially the genuine mind games with the distraction into into reveal.
Yeah. But you're
Kinda
so
cool,
cheesy,
yeah.
can't
But I
believe
mean,
you.
even though
Who's this
Anotand
guy?
killed like
And
so
then
much
I
there,
have to- Bro, what do you
Beasty's
mean?
aging
I
up to
played a
castle
macro
age,
last game.
and Anotand is not super close yet, right?
No, I think it did. I'm not sure
I
which
went full macro, 3 TC.
landmark he even went, but with the Flower Pagoda, if he did go for it, you can actually
It was more like an opening.
you can actually switch that eco really fast. Same with the mounted villages, and get one of those resources up super quickly. But it doesn't look like he is going to be that close just yet. Still pumping up plenty of fishing though, so at the very least the eco is going to be there. But
Okay,
I don't think.
Second TC here.
Yeah, okay. There
Yeah, Beasty is just so much yapping.
He's so full of shit.
But his food income isn't too great, right? So he's not able
Just
to
get
support
some relics or
too
something.
many meltdowns.
I mean, I think Anotand will know. I mean,
I mean, he's definitely aware.
But it is going to be, yeah, so a handful of men-at-arms coming across now. Is it? Yeah, okay, Anotand does pull to get the gold, and he is going to have enough there to get up his landmark. And if it is going to be that Dragon Pavilion, that is pretty
I
decent
mean,
from a
probably
defensive
is going to be on the
position.
gold there, right? But the question is, will it be up
Mountain
in time?
Hall. No.
Oh, that has to be a
Okay.
mistake, right?
Okay.
I mean, I don't know what the landmarks do, but since you were kind of like, oh, this has to be a Dragon Pavilion, I will be like, oh, yeah, this has to be a misclick, right?
I think so, but it does hold this position, I think. Those are like knights that come out, basically, those defenders, which do well against the men-at-arms. And he is going to see it.
I choose you.
But it is going to go up for sure.
Yeah, but he's not going to lose anything here. He should not. I mean, one villager, maybe.
Nah,
that's-
you age up with that OP landmark again.
It's going to see if it cleans up the minute. Yeah, it does clean up the men-at-arms very quickly, actually. And it's only a couple of spearmen. So Anotand's going to be completely fine here. And
I mean,
with
he
the
lost one
superior
worker,
eco.
which is more than acceptable, right?
Yeah, and only a normal
Making
one as
mark
well,
now.
right? Not even a mounted villager. And another tower here as well. And you can get those like Mungan Moke emplacements on all of your towers.
Yeah,
which
yeah, I
sets
definitely
you up
agree. Yeah.
Nice
Yeah,
defensive
I would
position.
definitely go for that one.
Yeah.
What,
Sorry,
what do they do?
should I just describe what the units
Yeah.
look like? Yeah. But he is, it's in an okay position. I think realistically, Anotand just needs to get Imperial Age. We see him got 18 on gold, which is hopefully...
Then he's gonna make Swordsman.
Yes, Zanma
I'm
Swordsman.
such a Jin expert. Like, wow.
Absolutely. And you know what their bonuses are, right?
I heard it earlier. We watched the Farmland video about Jin Dynasty, and I paid a bit. I think they have bonus damage against Cav.
Yeah, that's
I'm
right.
such an expert. What
Oh
can
my
I say?
gosh.
They should have printed me one of those expert shirts as well.
Absolutely. Take that one home. Yes, Jin Dynasty, the Zanma Swordsman. They're basically just like men-at-arms with way better stats, and they have a bonus against cavalry. So they are really powerful. It's kind of the one unit which is really strong from Jin and they, but you only get them in Imperial Age.
Yeah,
So it's a little bit
you
tough.
either make it or break it, right?
It seems that way, yeah. They also get, I don't think we've seen it at all this tournament, maybe I'm wrong there, but the Eruptor, which is the hand cannon from the unique hand cannon from Jin, which is kind of more similar to the old hand cannon in damage, but it's got a shorter range. It just says, I think it's 42 base damage, so yeah, kind of more similar to what we had pre that hand
But
cannon.
that is an
rework.
Imperial, right?
It is Imperial Age, yeah, and they have such a short range that does mean that they're not quite as useful, but it is unfortunately not going to be straight into a fast. Anotand is going to actually play the game.
Okay, can
in
we check the
Castle
Northern
Age.
Pond? Yeah, there's trying dock attempt here. This should eventually go up.
Yeah, Anotand doesn't see. He's got a fishing boat there, but I don't believe it's.
But he only has 2 fishing boats on the entire lake anyway, right? So he's not too invested, and he's like already had in both, so...
Yeah, Beasty's still only in. Well, he's collecting relics, but otherwise, it just has this big men-at-arms mess, and it is crossbows coming out from Anotand. One of the units that you can make out of that machine workshop, I believe it's called. Maybe that's wrong, but the combined.
I'm the wrong person to ask. I know I have an archer range that can build siege, but besides that...
That's the one. That's the one.
Yeah.
Where you can make crossbows out of it, as well as all of your siege, whereas the archer replacement, the Mohe tribesman, comes out of the war stables itself. So quite a bit different in how you produce the units for Jin, whether that is a bonus or a detriment. There we have it. Thank you there, Vodka, showing us exactly the units. We
What a
haven't seen a
good
bid
observer.
crossbow yet either, which is a bit of a shame.
Can we
It's like-
check if he's losing that villager to the wolf? That would be hilarious.
I think he
And
is.
this guy is so bad at the video game. Wow.
Oof. And
Wowie.
Wowie, wowie.
I'm not sure if we see anything out of the dock at the top here either, where that's being revealed, but
Not yet.
Anotand does have a unit there coming along now, so it does see it, and we see the ping there at the North Pond. Other than this, it's really it's the crossbows coming out, and now we do see the switch from Beasty into Horseman.
I feel like Anotand's foot income should be way better here. He is... Those are these defensive units, right? Whatever they're called from the landmark.
Yes, the Mungan Moke defenders, yes.
Yeah, exactly what I was talking
Yeah,
about.
say that 3 times fast, yeah.
But yeah, his foot income isn't looking too good, even though he has like 1 more lake. He's not really super invested there, but...
No, we really stopped making fishing ships. Got up to like 16 to 18 very quickly. Whereas Beasty has recovered his fishing eco in that western lake, which has meant he's got up to 12 himself. It means he's going to be able to pump out Horseman as well, which is actually a pretty decent spot to be in. Not that I'm biased, but I really am rooting for Jin here.
I mean, I'm always rooting against Beasty, so we are on the same boat for sure. Yeah. But I'm not too sure, right? Like, what is the relic count? Anotand probably has 0 since the one in this corner is not there,
No,
so it should be a 4
I
to
can
0.
tell you. I was going fast Imperial.
Yeah.
Yeah, all pikes and a spearman upgrade coming in as well now, so that's quite a strong horseman, spearman, and men at arms we see. Yeah, it is the 4 to 0 relic
Yeah.
count. Thank you, Vodka. Which is not a great spot for Jin Dynasty to be. I genuinely was speaking to Vortex after his game
You got too many.
with what is coming out of this map? The demo ship coming in, but not very much damage. It is just a fishing ship
I
coming
mean,
out
there's
here as
another
well.
dog here, so it's not
Oh my
too
God, you
painful.
missed.
But here, yeah, in the front here with the army from Jin. I mean, it is decent military count here. BC is going to back away, and actually the villagers are coming out here, but there's only 2 horsemen potentially picking it up.
I mean, as long as Anotand has enough spearmen here to deal with the horsemen, he should be fine, right?
Yeah, I'm not
Now,
sure he does.
Horsemen kind of revealing, and the spearmen are not in position, and that should be more of a cleanup here, huh?
Yeah, if Anotand or Beasty can wrap around these crossbowmen, they're done for. And there's, yeah, only 5 spearmen left on the field.
Cheese, and more cheese. I didn't expect that from you.
The trash dog is super cool, though.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it is the non-Jin player which has the advantage with the trash talk, as we're not seeing too much strength come out from the new civilization. I actually thought in this one, Anotand was going to be in a good position with that fishing eco and going to be able to get up to that castle age and defend against the
I mean,
Durgrave.
it looked pretty good for him, right? But I mean, it's Jin in the end, I guess.
I think maybe these players aren't fully locked in with their builds as well. Plus the lack of experience with Jin, maybe this isn't the best showcase of what they can do. I'm sure after this tournament we'll see a lot more experimentation with the civilization, especially as well with that hotfix in the Mohei tribesmen becoming a bit more powerful. Like I was saying, like Vortex genuinely did value them on water maps if you can sort of survive water long enough.
Vortex and his tier lists are kind of like whatever, right? So
I don't think he put them high on his tier list, but he did literally pick it in a tournament game,
yeah,
which
but
is wild.
just based on his tier list, his opinion can't be valued too high, right?
Yes.
Like, he is more of a troll somehow. He also thinks he could beat me 100 out of 100 times with Golden Horde against Sword of the Dragon, which is obviously unrealistic.
I won't tell you where I'm putting my money on that one, mate.
I mean, okay.
Yeah, I think, in Vortex's opinion, getting to that fast int really is the only way that you get any sort of value or strength out of the civilization. The tributes is also a nice touch. We see that the emissary can bribe opponents' units and force them neutral, which is a nice touch. It's a little bit easier to land in a Wallaloo, but not as high value.
Did he even conquer a market? He did not, right?
I'm not sure. I mean, he's had them out. You make them out of the Dragon Pavilion, that landmark we see on the screen, and they only cost 100 gold, which is actually pretty cheap.
Yeah, but I don't think he ever went for it,
I
right?
don't think so. I can't remember seeing one, but if so, that is perhaps a little bit of.
You don't need more vills.
Is Anotand playing with one hand? What is he doing?
might just
Oh no,
have
his
that
keyboard
now.
is just super far.
Don't attack me for the next 10 minutes. I need to go Sadia.
But Anotand is playing not so
It's
fast.
maybe
It looks like me, just in good, basically.
Jin is such a easy new player friendly civilization.
What do you think when I'm
Low
playing
APM.
OOTD, man? Like, less villagers, less units, it's super easy to play.
Low cognitive
Super
load.
broken, people complain about it all the time.
We have seen it have some success, perhaps not as much as you would have hoped.
I mean, it's good when they're not successful, because then there is a chance they will actually buff them, right?
That's true. I've been hoping for Mongol to lose every single game, and it's not been happening.
It's not been happening, yeah.
HRE is the same, actually. And, yeah, okay. HRE do get the win here. It is going to be, unfortunately, Jin Dynasty taking another loss as we hear somewhat muted applause from the other room, maybe rightfully so, with a match like this. As I'm sure, actually, we have plenty of the trash talk coming in, but we can't hear that at the minute there. And we will have one more game, one more chance
Was that your Italian accent?
Yeah.
Look at Beasty staring in the
He
camera.
knows. He's a performer, right?
It was on point.
This probably feels more for Beasty like he's just on his normal stream than he is actually
Yeah.
playing at a tournament.
Now he's in his zone, right?
Yeah.
Trash talking, yapping.
He was happy he got top 4 after all the displacement of having an apartment, a tournament in his actual apartment. Now he can sit back and relax.
Oh, yeah.
He's
Yeah,
gonna be
actually,
so
I'm
happy
doing
when
your
we're all
You
gone.
should run it right now.
Oh, I think he's having a terrible
No,
time
I'm
actually.
Yeah, finding every
He's
second
so
of
dead inside.
sleep on the
Pull
couch.
down villagers and kill
Like
everyone.
having his apartment for himself again.
Villagers don't attack ship.
Yeah, I mean, a very social guy, but also
they're
still,
okay.
understandably, like many of us, an introvert,
They don't gather
Yeah.
much, but they're OP.
but no space.
Do you think there's some
Yeah,
kind of bug with
kinda
the
hard,
down
right?
rates? I swear it
But
like doesn't work.
He did way better than expected, to be honest.
I think so, yeah, absolutely.
Like when I came here on Monday,
Ah.
and he was like, "Oh my god, it's gonna be
Which
so."
one? The
I had
first
no
loss, the
practice,
second, or
and
the third?
I was sure he's gonna do way worse than he did overall. So
My all
good
was
for him.
there because of that.
Ah, yeah.
So what do we have? We have Jin against Macedonian.
It can be.
I mean-
it can be another reason, right? Like,
I'm trying to find
No, for
some
sure.
solutions that
I think they're on.
Beasty has here, right?
actually beat them.
I have no idea what they do.
No.
I know Macedonia is one of the best civs in the game, so
Macedonia?
yeah. Let's see how long he.
Are you just
That's right.
pre-coping? Like, oh, this is not a bad matchup actually for.
I'm hoping they do talk about it as we hear their comms. They do talk about what the plans are going to be or
100% right.
how they see this matchup.
Oh, I just
That's-
found 6 sheep around your TC. Did you not pick them up?
I mean, you need to have some advantage, right? You need to make-
There we go. There's some of the trash talk coming through.
Is
But
he
no,
lying or is he not lying?
I think he was lying, yes.
Oh, he
ATRs
might
gonna
not be
drop so
lying. What
hard.
is the
Oh.
overall sheep count?
What? Can we get
You
the
think about that?
thank you very much.
Oh, he was not lying.
18 to 13.
I
Let's
mean,
pick up more.
Playing Jin, right?
It's
So
whatever. Yeah.
Anotand probably left him for him.
Right?
We're going to see the age up
might
come
need-
out of Macedonia. Could we perhaps see a grand winery? No. Okay.
No.
We're not taking. We're not being too silly here. And
He could have also picked KT if he
I
went for
mean,
the Grand
true.
Winery,
Yeah.
right?
If you're gonna go for it, you go all the way, don't you?
Could have probably
I think
played
you're
KT and picked the
personal.
worst stage ups and still managed to win, right?
I genuinely think so. I don't think there's any that are
Like some Genitors and
on Gorge with the sacred side in the middle. Not even bad.
I mean,
Shit macro.
could be. And in Imperial you go for the
Oh, the Condottiero or the
not even the other one,
Teutonics?
like the Teutonic Knights.
Yeah.
You're gonna all in me?
The Condottiero are not even that bad.
They got buffed, yeah.
Corvinus beat me a couple times with them.
I
I was like, why are they destroying my hand cannoneers? Then I started reading the tooltip and they're like, anti-gunpowder. Bonus against gunpowder takes less damage from gunpowder. I was like,
No, but
Makes
don't
sense.
say it like that. That means like you're gonna do something weird. I want you to try hard, because I'm playing for reals now.
Okay, here we go. I mean, I don't ever trust a word
From
out of
BC?
BC's mouth. And I don't trust him even in this last game of Jin to really try hard, and especially up against Macedonian. But I'm going to choose to believe, an eternal optimist, that we might see something out of him here. It's like, quick, help Lash, help Lash. If we can get, hopefully, an Imperial Age at some point in this game.
You
from
gotta stop
Beasty.
at some point.
I mean,
Like he's playing 1 TC against 1 TC Macedonia. Oh, Anotand is on stone. I wonder if he's just going for... No, he's actually...
Yep.
What is he doing?
You haven't seen this build before. Let's just say that.
Okay, I probably haven't seen it either.
no, I don't think he really has anything planned either, to be honest with you. But
I mean,
it's going to
Anotand is
be,
definitely going for a TC
and
here.
I think it's going to be the same out of Beasty here
It's
as
low
well.
TC.
There's not too much else. I mean, when's the last time you saw a Macedonian go 2 TC?
What do you mean?
I think I
found
saw
like
it
4
once on
sheep?
Corvinus stream.
That's a good answer for everything, isn't it? Anything.
Because the guy streams like 24/7, so you can always refer to him basically. No, but in pro play, not once.
No.
No,
So,
Beasty did it once against Whams Marlian, and then he crashed in this game. I think it was even recently. And then he was super moldy, but he agreed that he was dead. But I mean, he's always moldy, right?
Do you even scout around?
But yeah, I think that's the only one time I saw that matchup actually. Macedonia going 2 TC.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that gives a chance. I do feel as long as Jin can delay, they've got a chance. We've seen it a few times with getting the Mungan Moke, the dragon, the one that makes the guys that come out of it to defend landmark.
Yeah.
And then ideally from that position we can get into an Imperial Age.
Okay, you don't
but
want to look at my scout. I got more sheep. Where did you scout, man? Oh, I went right too, but I got all the sheep.
24 to 13, yeah, absolutely did get all the sheep. Not to mention Jin Dynasty having the reindeer on top of it. The 2 under your TC
True.
that spawns.
So Beasty once again overmining
Oh
too
my
much
God.
stone.
Yo, look at that flower.
Anotand on the other side also overmining too much stone. So both people are still playing on the old patch here from the looks of it. So
Yeah, maybe that's why they chose to go 340C in the previous game. They got over
they were
300.
like, ah, damn, I messed up. Now let me go for another one so it doesn't look like a completely
Exactly,
fucked up.
exactly.
But Anotand is actually
He's
going
still
for
on it,
another
yeah.
one.
Okay, Anotand. Well, I mean, I think this does, if anything, give Jin a bit of a chance. I thought
it
they had
might,
it.
yeah.
I thought they had it last time in the Abbasid game. There was that chance to
Oh,
go
no, he's
Imperial
not.
Age.
So
No, he's pulled off. Maybe emplacements.
I mean,
maybe an
maybe
overmine.
stronghold emplacement, maybe tower emplacement, right? Maybe a fortification, depending on whatever Beasty is trying to do against this. But
Yeah, it is.
Scout is about to go down, trying to get some more information here, but will definitely go down.
Yeah, Beasty going to the barracks now for the spearman. So it's not full troll here. As much trash talk as there is, and
I mean, you
less
have to do it,
focusing
right?
on the game. Yeah, I think 100%.
Like against Macedonia, with the torch damage from the scout buff, with the hippodrome horseman. I mean, not making spearmen is just illegal.
Too troll. And this is the last game we are going to see out of our play all 6, regardless of who wins it. We see the horseman champion coming out across the map now, but Beasty ready with his spearman and getting his own tower emplacements as well. So hopefully that means we are going to see a Castle Age coming out soon from our Jin player.
What is your prediction for the final, by the way?
I'm really a believer.
A believer?
Yeah,
I see what you did there.
I think Jin and Joy, thank you so much there for the donation. I think B has the buff in this land with his family here as well, and how much he seems to be enjoying himself, really fitting in so fantastically and having the performances to back it up. I think he has the momentum, and I think he'll do great. That said, coming into it, Luciferon was kind of like my dark horse to make it all the way through.
I always like to say that the finals, this game was my dark horse, I just didn't speak about it.
Yeah, I've got to predict both of them, right? I've got to cover my bases. Yeah, that's Analyst 101.
Yeah.
But I do think B will have it, but I'm hoping for a 5-4.
Okay.
What about yourself?
I mean, I kind of want both of them to win, right? I think it's their first S-tier win for both players.
It would be. I think Luciferon did win a big tournament, but I think technically not S-tier.
Did he name before?
I think Call to Arms was that a couple years ago. But I don't think S-tier, and then made it to an S-tier final and lost, right?
Yeah, but I'm not sure if he won an S-tier yet.
I don't think so.
But I do believe it's going to be a 5-3 for Luciferon.
Oh. Do you want to have a caveat to that where you predict that B could get there as well?
No.
Or you're going to stand by your prediction?
I'm going to stand 5-3 for Luciferon.
I respect it. Actually, it's going to be Macedonian. Anotand's going to be going up to Castle Age first, and Beasty's going to be just there behind it. So we are
Do
going
you
to
think
see...
we will see the slurp landmark? What is it?
You explain it to me. Go on.
Look. What is the H3 landmark from the Macedonians called?
Oh, the sister of the...
Yeah,
it just
the globe
does.
sound, right?
Yeah, it's just a different version, I think. Let's not call it something else, is it? The Macedonian
It does a
lemon?
really
I don't
weird.
think so.
It does a really weird sound when you consume those drinks. Anotand did it in the past, even in an important game against Papipo, if I remember correctly.
No, it is going to be the goal.
Yeah. I mean, on Gorge, right? You kind of have to secure your goal.
I think it's always amazing landmark. But I actually do think the other one has its value if you remember to use it. It's the one
if you remember to use it,
yeah,
right? But the longer the game goes, the higher the chance to get that you start forgetting it at some point.
I think it is tough here. We do see a little bit of a trade of villager kills, but nothing too crazy. And There's going to be the Dragon Pavilion. So kind of mirrored, right? You've got the defensive landmarks going up to secure your outside resources. In this case, it's the 2 deer packs, and for
Pretty good spawn, yeah.
Anotand, it's the deer pack and the gold. So quite nice for both of them.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, it's like 12k gold here for Anotand that's being covered, right? And the deer pack, plus a relic. So
Very nice. Now I'm just going to look at Beasty's eco and see if he is going to go for that Imperial Age. He said in that Abbasid game that he thought maybe he should have gone for that rather than committing in to the Castle Age after getting in that proxy Dragon Pavilion.
yeah, but you're just going to die if you go fast imp against Macedonian.
Do you not die regardless?
I mean, you might as well, right? But like, how are you ever getting some sort? Oh, another $100.
$100. Thank you guys so much.
Thanks for the donation. I do believe you're just gonna die, right? Because how are you defending your gold access, especially on Gorge? I think you have to make units, and he is investing into more spearmen. Should also go for the upgrade at some point, probably.
Yeah, we see that both the wood upgrades just come in for Beasty. Jin Dynasty does have a unique kind of similar to Broadaxe upgrade. Oh, as a villager does get taken down by that spearman, where you get extra gather rates as well as carry capacity, I believe, on that wood. Plus, you get that in addition to the normal double Broadaxe, which actually makes for some nice wood eco out for Jin.
Okay. I mean, after this week, I probably know most of the things about Jin, even though I never played it. Yeah, I guess good event overall, learning-wise. Obviously, overall a great event, right?
Oh,
We
absolutely.
had a great time here.
I am incredibly excited to see us go into our grand final. I think vibes-wise, it's just been fantastic.
Yeah.
Even the players who have, bowed out early-ish and not had the success they might have had still had such a great time.
The guy just standing around. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
He's not standing, there's like a cast down. There's a cast down, yeah.
Another $50 donation. Is that correct?
Yes, thank you so much,
so much,
Maximus.
yeah.
There.
Nah, that's crazy, you're so like, let it tap.
Cheating.
Hit him?
Who was talking there?
That's
Anotand with the voice changer?
That sounded like a girl.
Are you 2TC?
I mean, the makeover might actually have done it to him, right?
Oh my gosh.
He was telling me earlier he was trying to wash his hair for 2 hours last night.
Oh no.
I feel pretty good about that.
So yeah,
I mean, such a good sport. I think Anotand has probably had the most happen to him out of all of this. Maybe that's an incentive next time to try to get further in the tournament, so you've got more to play for. Another donation. Thank you so much to everybody donating and watching along, especially sticking with us for the show matches. I know we're all awaiting that main event, which won't be too far away, although we do still have plenty of events, plenty of those donation challenges still to cover today. Beasty's rap battle. I don't know how much he's been preparing. He's been putting it off for days now.
I mean, he's warming up right now. He's yapping a lot, right? So
Yeah, that's never been his problem. Yeah,
no room for excuses there.
We'll see what they come up with. I think it's vodka. Who's
I think it's vodka, yeah.
yeah.
And I hope he's going to destroy him.
I do too. That my prediction is 1-0 vodka in that one.
I mean, it's only a best of one, right? So can't go
Anyone's
too
game.
wrong with that prediction.
You said yes, like 2TC.
And now Anotand is just investing in a lot of what are they called? Bokmadir?
Well, you lied to me all the time.
Oh, I can't pronounce it either.
I
I
think
say
the archers are-
Bogmadir.
I mean, let's just speak about the archers for
Archers.
the Macedonian here, right?
Please have affiliation.
Anotand is investing in a lot of them, and archers pretty much counter everything Beasty is feeling right now. So
I'm struggling.
Yes, and I think ultimately though, like the eco is kind of similar. Which
but
is
how many mounted villagers are we on for Beasty here? I don't think it's too many, right?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if there's an easy way to get that count either.
I think you can click on the TC here as Beasty's TC. I think you can check how many mounted vills we have.
Oh, this guy again.
Can we toggle on Beasty?
Or not.
We're toggling on Beasty. Now we're
14. Okay. Still got more space. You can get up to 26 if you do secure both of those markets. So just the one there secured And
Alright, about to
plenty
come
of
in here.
space. And there's the axe throwing from the Radari there, which is going
One
to take a
more that should
little
go
bit
down
of time.
there.
No, it might get away with its life very cheekily. And you see the Mungan Moke defenders do come out from the landmark there and push those away. They are, I mean, we talk a lot of smack about Jin not being that great, but those defenders, honestly, they do get a lot of value.
I mean, they do, yeah, but again, the problem is Anotand is just making a lot of archers,
cheese
and
me.
Beasty doesn't really have anything to deal with him, right?
What do you mean how? It's not a cheese, no? Nah, it's a... What do you mean?
What do you mean?
Cheese.
What do you mean?
Goblin.
Beastie coming in with that's the Dragon Lance upgrade there in the top left. That is going to give the fireworks out of
range-
those spearmen, the ranged
The range
attack,
attack, yeah.
which is quite nice. It doesn't feel too impactful. It looks really cool.
It looks cool, yeah, but look at the army value difference, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, absolutely. If Beastie can sort of stay back, defend, scale,
I mean, I didn't
And
know
there's
there
6
were
more
2
Ridari in the queue, right?
yeah. I mean, the 2 TC does mean the eco is just kind of going nuts for Macedonian, and their units are so strong. I mean, not something we typically
Yeah.
see for Macedonian, and for good reason, but into Jin, in a show match, I mean,
Gotta make them, right?
it's pretty tough. And there's just so many Radari crossbows, which obviously come in for free with that Golden Horn Tower, and the archers, as we've decided to call them, plus all the silver upgrades as well. We've got the Rom
Yep.
Fire, I saw him before, and now, yeah, even getting into the ranged attack. And, oh no, this is not good.
This is a brutal raid, if you ask me. 1, 2, 3. Oh, yeah, that's a lot of damage here. And they're lucky here with the pathing that all of the units are stuck on one unit. But I think there were 6 villagers going down in just a blink of an eye. And yeah, like the army from Anotand is just getting bigger and bigger here. And I don't see it being answered too soon. All army hotkey being used here from our pro players, so yeah. Happens to everyone, right?
Happens to everybody. I'm glad I
Units
can
are
see my
kinda
own
caught
play.
though now, kind of being trapped.
I'm going to be trapped in here. That wall is complete. If it can split up, these should all
Anotand
go
is trying
down.
to intercept, and the wall is not fully finished, but the units are kind of out of position here. Sacred Sight's being locked in behind all of this. But now the archers are coming in, and this should be more of a cleanup here for Anotand. Like, not even D-Landmark is going to help him here.
No, talking about bid crossbows there in the chat as well. Unfortunately, not a unit it looks like we're going to see at all.
Most likely
Even
not.
in the show match, as we're going to come in probably close to the end of our last game in our play all 6 show
There
match.
might be a chance you see Jin in the finals though, right?
I mean, best of 9 does change things up a little bit compared to the best of 7s going through. Thank you again, Mike, there with the donation. Awesome to see so much support coming in on this final day, guys. Really, really do appreciate it. Anotand now floating a lot of money as well, plus has enough here to knock on the front door of Beastie.
Oh, they're running away.
Look at this army.
As we hear plenty of talk coming through, but maybe a little bit of locking in for the fight itself. But so
Yeah,
many
but what are you
archers
looking in? Like
here.
Anotand can just attack move with his range units.
Oh, even
because,
the Bills at the front as
Anotand
well.
is the perfect army comp here.
Defenders do come out. That's something. We see the Dragon Lancers coming out from the Spearman, that ranged attack. There is still plenty, and it's just, I mean, with the Runestone
This
as well.
civilization has such weird sounds, man. All of the new sounds from the range attack, from the defender.
Oh, you
landmark.
should hear the Eruptors. They sound really cool. The Imperial Age hand cannons.
It's gonna be so weird when you're not used to the sounds,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, absolutely.
Like, I would say I could play this game pretty much blind, just from listening.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
when you have new sounds and new units into the game, as Beasty is kind of holding here,
Jin's
it's kind of
cooking.
surprising.
Got plenty of food in the bank, but unfortunately has not been able to secure that gold. That top gold we can see on the top of our screen there is really what Beasty's going to need to be able to hold this. Push.
Remember when you had an army? That's your favorite one.
Exchanging the taunts through speech, the power of playing on LAN in real life, not having to taunt with the number inputs in game is nice to see. BC trying to break out again. Maybe could move out to that gold for something. Is that me? I saw there was, yeah, pings on the other side of the map, but I'm not sure that's too much, really.
I mean, we're up to 11 Ridari again, right? More and more farms are being added in. And Imperial might actually be not too far away here, as you were saying earlier, right? You're kind of hoping to see some Imperial game here.
I'm praying, I'm still holding out hope. I mean, I think Beasty, we heard him say he understands he is
Kind of
dead.
dead, right?
But maybe there's a chance, a little bit of cheese, a little bit of surprise.
I mean,
maybe
he's taking a
Anotand
good
lets
fight
him.
here, but the Ridari are kind of getting mowed down again from the crossbow
absolutely.
here. But yeah, just looking at the income, Anotand sitting at roughly 3.5k. Beasty on the other side is kind of competitive though.
Absolutely.
So
You
maybe
don't seem to be winning.
I mean, Beasty is in control of both markets, right? Which is definitely helping him here.
Yeah, they don't quite give as much as actual farms, but they're very pop efficient. I think it's like...
I mean, better having than not having, right?
Yeah, 130-ish per minute. It goes up a little bit with more in the upgrades, but it is, yeah, certainly a lot better than not having them. And importantly, that is going to be that food income, which is, as he is securing gold, means that he is going to be, hopefully, if he does choose to stop production at any point, be able to get up quickly to that Imperial Age. Perhaps we might see that out of Jin in our final game. I am definitely hoping for that, and I think
the chances are
Anotand's...
definitely increasing here.
As Anotand always pulled up the gas himself, right? Wanted to go up to Imperial Age himself, which does give Beasty a little bit of time, a little bit of relief to go up, and maybe that is the case. So do we see him queue up
Engineer company coming up now?
Get your ass back over here.
Yeah, still plenty more units being queued up for Beasty though, so I'm not sure if we're going to see this or not. He will,
I mean,
of
he
course,
might just cut
know.
unit production as soon as he sees the age up, right?
Yeah, I hope so.
But Anotand can just sit back and wait for his upgrades,
What's
right?
this? What's this?
That's the problem when you have like a slow-moving army.
Got him. Wow.
By the time you're on the other side of the map, the upgrades are
Don't even
most
have
likely
range on
finished.
that.
Or your opponent is just not giving you the fight
I mean,
that he wants to take.
ultimately, this is always going to be in favor of Anotand.
Of course,
it's
yeah.
really just a matter of how much we get to see out of Jin.
Yeah.
These OP villagers are bait. Too expensive.
OP villagers are bait.
OP villages are baits.
Interesting take here from Beasty.
Still OP, but they are a bait. Those mounted villages, seeing a lot of sort of discussion about how good they truly are and how many you should go. I think especially with Jin being so new, there's going to be plenty of time to kind of figure out what is optimal, what you can get away with, and maybe where you should opt for normal villages instead.
Anotand's player cam kind of hiding the upgrades, but I do believe that the Imperial Archer upgrade should be in the queue here. Also maybe combined with a blacksmith upgrade here for him.
Oh, and this is another thing we see with the Jin tributary outposts is they are so tanky. So even though there's plenty of villages or units there rather, it is so difficult to actually kill the thing. And of course you can get the emplacements on it as well, which means those Mungan Moke defenders can come out of them. Ultimately though, Anotand will be able to clean that up. And we are going to see the Great Wall Bastion.
This time it could be horrible for Beasty here as the first Royal Cannon is on the way for Anotand. Is it even called a Royal Cannon anymore? I think they changed it in the...
Just cannon, yeah.
Just the cannon, yeah. But yeah, if this cannon was in the middle of the map, but this age up should not come through. Anotand is trying to push out in the middle. You should see the
He
age up.
sees it. The bribery comes in, might actually pick up some of these archers in the front here, gets a handful of them, and they are shooting each other now. Very nice to see. The Flower Garden comes down in the middle. Of course, we normally see it as a gathering bonus for villagers, but with units, it does give them an attack speed increase. So a nice way to support getting that landmark up, which will actually go up now, that Great Wall Bastion, which is basically...
It will go up, yeah, but the cannon is coming. The second one is in the queue, right? Elite Archer upgrade is in Elite Ridari. And Beasty kind of struggling for gold at the moment, right? Even though he's Imperial for now, he's not researching any upgrade yet. As another $25 donation comes in, thank you very much.
Yeah, see what units come out here. It's going to be Spearman is going to be the call, so not just switching entirely into the Zanma Swordsman. Beasty still having plenty of units around yet, so does need to obviously get those Imperial Age upgrades for them. But yeah, Anotand's got a pretty scary army here still. Those fully upgraded Macedonian units, very scary. And we see, yeah, the Flower Garden switching over there to the gold. So Beasty is going to look to get that in more quickly as well. And it's, I mean, at least it's a beautiful looking landmark.
That is for sure, yeah. I mean, overall the graphics in AoE 4 are beautiful. But I don't really see a thing that Beasty can do here, right? Like, I mean, this landmark kind of does a lot of damage, but
It just got buffed. Those crossbow emplacements do so much more damage than they used to, and there are 4 of them which can shoot independently.
I mean, Nestor kinda being caught out of position here, though.
Some
Bribes are
bribes?
coming in.
3 get caught on that side, another 5 or 6 get caught in. Great value there to pick up those archers,
But
and it's going to
yeah,
get
like,
a
the
lot
landmark
more
goes down.
time. But yeah, there's nothing
Army's
to get
getting
the
kind of
cannon.
cleaned up here. Most of the army of Beasty was out of position. They're trying to chase those Ridari on the left side. But yeah, H4 landmark is going down here, and with that going down, I don't really see a thing that holds Anotand from pushing into Beasty's base here.
It was beautiful while we saw it, and we see it no longer. Beasty is going to go on those armor swordsmen, which we saw do a great job in the first game against English. Perhaps not an identical situation here, but it's going to be that Zanma swordsman horseman composition. One of the things that Jin does have going for them is their university upgrade. Or it's essentially like a biology and the health from elite army tactics combined into one upgrade, which is nice little value for them, being able to go into that cavalry or cavalry plus infantry composition.
Okay, as Beasty is complaining about the raid happening right now. Yeah, but we're up to 28 elite Ridari. More and more blacksmith upgrades coming in here for the Ridari as well. So the longer the game goes, the stronger the Ridari get, right? So I wonder if we see one of those emissary, I think they're called.
Yes, yes.
Correct. I mean, at least we had an Imperial Age Jin game, right? So
Absolutely. I mean, so the emissaries are the ones that are doing the bribery. The eruptors, the hand cannon units are the one that we haven't seen. Well, alongside the bed crossbow, which unfortunately we haven't seen as well as that.
we're
doesn't
probably
go
not
up.
going to see it.
I don't think so. It did get buffed, but
Yeah.
it doesn't quite seem like. Maybe someone will figure something out. Who knows? I'm sure we'll see it plenty on ladder, but perhaps not today.
Anotand also up to almost 3,000 silver here. Plenty of silver to spend for even more upgrades on his army.
Take your pick, yeah. And those villages are not exactly getting a lot of value here.
Yeah,
I mean,
run in.
more upgrades coming in. I mean, Jin, late game, this is where they have their best strength out of any stage of the game. And he has managed to get himself here at max population, means that when these armies clash, we are going to see the strength of them come through. Macedonian,
Army
I
value
mean,
kind of close, actually. What kind of surprises me here. But yeah, we're almost up to 4k silver, so once Anotand decides to spend some of those, yeah, he is getting stronger and stronger. As another donation comes in, thank you very much. A lot of support coming in today. Thank you, thank you.
yeah, the Macedonian dynasty being the civilization that sort of consider maybe not the strongest eco, but the strongest units, as we are going to see they engage now. Jin dynasty also has those strong Imperial Age units, if not anything else. We do see the clash. Those Radari are
And
so
as
strong.
we see the
upgraded.
big relic heist here, maybe even trying to go for an offensive Wololo here.
Returning
It is
the
a real
favor.
Wololo. Can't bribe that. Landmark victory is on the cards now as well as the second landmark goes down. And yeah, kinda not looking super close if you ask me.
No,
Beasty kinda getting destroyed here, still having no Imperial Age crossbowmen,
no.
which are obviously not too helpful against the Elite Ridari. Yeah. But I think Beast is just processing the loss here at this point.
Yeah, plenty of Zanma in the queue, but
New York, really?
noticing the relic there. But yeah, nothing really in the tank left. That fully upgraded Macedonian army is tough to deal with at the best of times, but 2TC Macedonia against Jin in a situation like this.
These are people that just do shit. Let me read what the upgrades were.
There you go, you heard it. Jin is good. We just need to give the pros time to read what they do.
Yeah. I mean, with 2 more buffs, they might be OP, right? But I'd rather see a new Civ not being super broken like we used to see them in the past, right?
Yeah, and I mean, Jin is special enough. They've got enough stuff
Anotand
going
is
on.
on his phone while Beasty is still trying to reach the upgrade, which is definitely... Yeah, Anotand with the disrespect here.
A shout
CG
out to
gets called.
Jiggly.
Oh my god.
And Anotand wins 4-2, if I remember
GG.
correct.
Our play all 6 is over. Gen won 1 game, our first game against English. But unfortunately, we didn't see them get anything else. But at least we got to see a little bit of a showcase of what they do.
Yep.
Some of the units, different landmarks, which is fantastic to see. But maybe we're going to have to wait until next event to see them actually have a more meaningful presence.
Most likely, yeah.